Ladies love the skin.
Ow.
Bring it a little bit closer. The good skin, that is. That's why having a proper skincare routine is very important, and you need to feel the Tiege. The process is so easy, just 4 steps. You got your daily face wash. That's going to clean your face up nice and right. You got your exfoliator scrub. That's going to open up your pores. You got your AM moisturizer with the SPM 20, which is going to protect you from the sun. You also got your PM moisturizer, which is going to make sure your skin is protected throughout the night. Tiege has tons of reviews from dedicated customers across the world. I know I said a lot, but it's okay, because guess what? It comes with an instruction card to explain to you in detail what to do morning and night. And because Tiege is a sponsor, they're offering my family 30% off along with a free gift. Just click that link that's in the description and feel the Tiege.
Wait. I know what you're going to say. I'm not a man and I don't have a beard, but he does. And so does he. I have 3 points for you that's going to help you grow your beard, and not just grow it, but hydrate it, allow it to come in healthy and shiny, and be able to groom it properly without all the flaking and the itchiness that sometimes comes with grooming the beard. Okay, number 1, be patient and consistent. Number 2, resist the urge to trim and shape your beard for the first 4 to 6 weeks. Number 3, don't hesitate to start now using products.
Just gotta take a moment to see. Oh, my beard looking so good. Man. I'll make sure y'all click that link.
Please tune in to our next video. We're going to give you more value, more information, and don't forget to purchase our products online at assuredmannaturals.com. There you can get 15% off when you use code Lapeef15, and we'll see you in the next video.
Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tiege Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing? Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Trev Smooth, Sugar Curls, Boyce, Mr. Let Go, Jasmine, Sweeney, Diamond, Marcus, and we also have Casey should be pulling up shortly. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. What's going on? How y'all doing, family?
Doing good.
Everything good.
Doing good.
Can't
complain. All right.
Hello.
All right.
Your mic is hot, Sweeney, just so you know.
Sorry.
What about now? Same thing. What about now?
Yeah.
It's good now. All right.
Okay. All right, so now we've got the mic checks out the way. If you guys just tuning in, welcome again. Let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out the way. Shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley Uncomplicated Skincare for Men. 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. So make sure you guys feel the Tiege, as I always say. And also, if you guys haven't, this is the last week to get 15% off. The 31st is going to end. Me and Sugar Curls have teamed up to bring you guys Assured Men. Get your beard game in order right now. That link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you have ordered, thank you for ordering, and your orders will be on the way. They should be in the mail already if you haven't received them already. So it's the last week for the 15%. Make sure you guys go ahead and get your beard game. My beard looking real good. What y'all say? It's on point?
Yeah, mine looking good too.
Nah, bro.
Yours look exceptionally well, JR. You've been using something different.
Yeah, I have been using something different. Anyway, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Y'all go ahead and get your products, man. I got my mobile set up, so it's kind of really hard to really figure this camera situation out, but we're doing the best we can do. Do I look clear? Okay. All right, shout out to Mac. Dale Matthew already gifting Lapeef membership. Shout out to you. I see we got Jordan's in the house. Shout out to all my green gang. Eugene, still welcome, brother. Haven't seen you in a while. He says, hi, Trey, Sugar Curls, Lapeef, Let Go, Sweeney.
What
welcome.
up?
Eugene, still good to see you. HR is in the building. For all the newcomers, we do have HR on site. So if you guys need to fill out any hurt feelings report, this is the guy that you have to see. So Voice, Diamond, I know you guys are newcomers. I don't know your level of tolerance. Marcus also has the red light that he may flicker to try to get the panel back in order. There you go. And if you see that red, that means he's just holding order. Okay. This is a safe place. We want to make sure you guys are welcome. You should be able to come on the panel without any hassle. So take care, everybody. Real Precious is in the house. Shout out to you, Miss Precious. Let me see what else we got.
Yeah, Sweeney is usually the person that triggers people. So just chill out, Sweeney.
Okay. We also have, where's the person that I think Owens, or it says finally catching the live. Shout out to you, Owens Ray. Hopefully this live experience is everything that you can imagine. It's a little sum of everything. It's that Thursday energy. So I think we got everything out the way. Sharon, D. Berry, another green gang. Paris is in the house, man. Shout out to Paris, y'all. Yeah. I actually think I included you in one of the clips today. So y'all make sure y'all watch out to see what that is. We're going to do something a little different today. I know typically I have icebreakers and all that. I think we're going to hop right into the main topic and then we're going to dial it back today. I want the energy for the main topic to be on the front end versus the back end. Jasmine likes to fall asleep a little early. So we just want to make sure. Yep, camera looking a little fuzzy. It's just me. Does that camera look a little fuzzy?
It might, yeah, it looks like it's the bandwidth. It's the bandwidth. Is it?
Yeah.
Jasmine, you got an iPhone? Yeah. That might be the problem.
No, I have a laptop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, it's like a little bit delayed.
It's a delay.
Yeah, it's a delay. You might want to try to come back out and come back in. I don't know. Either strictly your internet, maybe plug it into the Ethernet, all that good stuff.
Let me see. Let me see. Dang it. Okay, I'll fix it. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Well, while she's doing it, everybody's good. Everybody holidays. Yeah. Did Santa bring you guys what y'all wanted?
Every day. I brought what I wanted.
Okay, you brought what you wanted. Okay. So you did it for yourself. Huh?
I don't celebrate no Christmas.
Oh, you don't celebrate Christmas? Okay.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. Any particular reason why? Is it secret?
No, man. I was so glad. It was one Christmas my kids tried to give me a gift card. I'm like, you don't get out of here. Like, we're not doing that no more. Like, Christmas was traumatic. We spent so much money every Christmas and running around. I camped out outside of a damn Toys R Us like all night, like white people. Yeah, Christmas is traumatic. I was glad my kids ain't too old for that shit.
I still got Toys R Us
Christmas. That was back when they were little, when the Wii first came out a long time ago. And the first year the Wii came out, it was a huge craze. Me and a hood homeboy stood outside all night, and the police, white people called the police on us because it was cold and we had on ski masks.
Now, how is that Christmas fault?
We were bundled up. It was Christmas, so we were bundled up because it was cold. When you know, white people be camping out. We didn't know what the hell we was doing, and all we had was like nigger shit to wear. And they thought we was gonna rob them, so police pulled up on us. So Christmas is traumatic for me. So I don't give no damn Christmas.
You know, you ain't got to do that no more. You could just kind of have some quick fingers and order online.
Bro, this was when it was little, like when the Wii first came out.
No, I dig. I'm saying now, though, you don't got to be.
I'm just saying I don't
Grandkids.
have to do none of that no more because my kids grown. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn on no Christmas.
Yeah, I think for me, I've never been a follower just because the masses do things. I always research for myself and make a decision for myself what I want to do. And so for me, it's just, it doesn't add up to or align with what I want to do in my life. So that's why we don't.
Exactly. No damn Santa Claus and shit.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this show started. As I said before, let me do a mic check with Jasmine. Jasmine, you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's catching up. Yeah,
Oh, mama.
it should be on point. All right, we're gonna go and get it started. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hink already. Lovely ladies. Mr. Lego is ready to fat tires.
Hey, boys, how are you?
All right, shout out to you, Hink, for that. All right, let's go ahead and get it
I was
started.
wondering when you was going to say something to me, Mr. Mallory.
How are you? That's my friend right there.
We're already acquainted. Friend of mine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely
That's
great.
wonderful.
All right. You guys cool? Y'all good now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like seeing that
viral clip.
Oh, okay.
Stop it, dude.
They went viral together? He said y'all went viral together?
We did.
Yeah, that's my
Doing what?
social media.
OnlyFans? No, I'm just playing.
Nah, yo, stop. No.
Doing what though? I'm curious for
I
real.
can tell y'all gonna be a trip here. This gonna be a funny panel.
Don't worry about what it was.
We had a couple of lives. I think he's a smart guy. Just some of the things he was saying. It's just not always in the best of light all the time, or the delivery is not the greatest. We went live. I think we went viral because he put up a clip and said that I ambushed him. I didn't know that lady not worth a can of paint. I didn't know who that woman was.
Oh, that's the other time we went live. We went live like 3 times.
We went live 3 times.
No,
but that was the time it went left. When the lady got on there and then you said it was me. I said, I didn't know that lady from a can of paint. She knew you. Okay. She wanted to get
like 3 times.
I don't know why she wanted to get you, but she wanted to get you.
Yeah.
Did he call you a child in that live? Did Mr. Lego call you a child in that live?
No, you know what? It was more of him and the young lady like going back and forth over a specific situation, and me being more like, okay, I'm trying to see both sides of it, but I think he just felt ambushed and maybe thought that I had something to do with the woman getting on. And I'm like, no, people just wanted to get on the live and talk to you. But that's where that clip came from. That clip went viral, and that's where we.
And then the other one was single motherhood is failure.
That one too.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my homie right there.
Okay.
We need to do some more lives, boys.
I know.
Right.
I'm working on music right now.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get it cracking, y'all. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure we mute up in between. I'm hearing somebody got some feedback. I don't know who that is. Diamond, are you able to mute in between?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just muted you, so we good. All right, here we go. Substance is everything to me. Substance is everything to me. Here's the clip.
Do you give that I can't go get from anyone else? What do I bring to someone that they just can't go find? Because I know I look good. I know my body's nice. Like you said, I know I got degrees. I got a business. I got jobs. But do I bring you peace? Am I at peace?
Can't bring what you don't have.
That's a fact. I would say, am I good with me? Am I comfortable enough with myself to understand that whomever I'm going towards and attracting, it's not always going to be sunshine and roses. It's not always going to be easy, but it could possibly be worth it. So to me, substance is my nurturing ability. It's my ability to feed you, lull you into a sense of security to where you don't want to leave my space. When you're not in my space, you're on my phone. You're on my social media. You on my location. You asking why I'm not where I'm supposed to be because you crave me. Do I make you so comfortable around me and around yourself that nobody else exists? Because again, you're always going to see and be tempted. You're always going to have other things that catch your eye. But do I make you feel like you're whole enough to where no matter how much noise is out there in the world, it's my quiet that you prefer?
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So the ladies on a particular panel was asking what is substance to them, and she was able to give you guys a little bit of her perspective. What do you guys think about that? Substance is everything to me. I'm gonna go ahead and start with you first, Sugar Curls.
Can I go second?
You can go second.
Gathering my thoughts.
All right, go ahead, voice.
I want somebody to first explain to me in context, though, because I hear what she's saying, but it was a bunch of different topics all at once when it comes to substance, because substance can mean a number of things. When a guy says she has substance, she's moral, she has standards, all of these things. So where does she come in talking about peace? Because I'm kind of like confused by the clip. I'm not really getting it.
Should I come in and explain this?
Yeah, explain the clip a little bit more in depth because I'm not getting it. She's kind of like,
okay. Overall, she said she knows how to sit down and be quiet, and that's literally the essence of everything she said, and that is what's missing in a lot of women. Y'all don't know how to sit down and be quiet. The last thing she said was her silence. Women have no understanding how important just silence is. Like me, right? I live by myself. I love coming home to a silent ass damn house, right? I remember when my daughters lived with me, they had their dogs, and I didn't want their dogs running around the house, so they would lock the dogs in a room for a certain amount of time. And, they'll leave the house. So I come home, and the second I come home, I hear just scratching at the door, and it just drove me nuts, right? So to a man in particular, silence is the most beautiful feeling that a woman can provide. And I think a lot of women assume that a man wants a woman to provide 50 on the rent and money, and you got to have all these degrees, and you got to know. We really want you to do the things that like you don't have to do. It's like, a man's supposed to be productive, right? We don't want you to be productive. We just want you to get out the damn way, sit down somewhere, and get out of our way, and don't make our lives worse. Then she said, feed a man, right? But she wasn't really just talking about money. I mean, she wasn't talking about food. She was just like, feed a man whatever it is he needs. And I think that aura really touched me, because the typical Black modern woman, she doesn't know how to shut the hell up.
Why is pissing me off?
So that's what I got from her.
Seriously.
The mic's still on, voice.
The thought process of, I don't really have to do a lot. I'm just going to be your helper, and like a helpmate. That's what I got from her. Somebody else might have something different, but women, you know how to sit down and shut the hell up. You're the perfect woman, but most women don't know how to do
that. I'm gonna come back to you, voice. I know you're dealing with that fly. Go ahead, Diamond. What are your thoughts about that substance, everything?
I mean, if you wanted someone to be silent all the time, then wouldn't you just be by yourself all the time? I understand, because I'm a person that works really hard, and sometimes I just want to come home and just be to myself. Personally, I don't believe in monogamy anyway, so I feel like if I can't get it from one person, then I would go get it from somebody else. So if I can't get silence with one person, then I would just be by myself or get that with somebody else and then get my chaos with another person. But if you want to just silence, you just be alone all the time, right? Like there's got to be something else that they bring other than quiet, and that's it.
But did you just say you'll get your chaos from somebody else? What the
Yes.
hell?
So like you have to have both sides to be a whole person. Like I can't just be quiet and bored all the time. That'd be boring. Like I need a chaotic life. I always feel like men bring order and women bring the chaos, and we need both to be kind of whole. So, but you don't want to just be by yourself. So, you know, I get my chaos from one person. I get my silence and my order from another guy.
Well, that's kind of like a total perfect explanation of what we don't want, right? You said a man brings structure and a woman brings chaos. We don't want that, right? So if you are that, just like the woman says, I am peace. If you are chaos, stay the hell away from us. And that's really what the woman was saying. So overall, women want to give whatever it is that they want to give. And just because y'all got titties, y'all think somebody's going to either accept or tolerate your damn chaos. And we don't want it. So, you know, if you got a fat ass or you got a nice little body, we're going to tolerate your chaotic, emotionally unstable ass for a little while. Then we're going to throw you to the side. And then you're going to be wondering, why don't nobody want me? You know, not you in particular, but y'all know why we don't want y'all asses. Because just like you said, y'all are aware that y'all bring chaos. That's what I got from her, because she literally said, I am peace. Therefore, she brings peace. And I want a boring woman. I don't need all this chaos in my life. So it depends on a person's preference. If some dumb dude wants a chaotic woman, that's his dumb ass. But any man that has gotten therapy and, you know, his life is pretty good and stable, we want silence. Like I love coming home to my woman. We just laying around looking at TV. She got her head on my lap. I got my head on her lap or whatever. I'm rubbing her scalp while we looking at TV, because you know I like women with natural hair. So yeah, I like little stuff like that. I don't need no damn talking. We go skating. That's no talking. A lot of things that we can do that doesn't require talking. It's about spending time together. I think women just feel this need to be chaotic and talk so much. Blah, 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 blah. And that's the thing that men don't want. And if that's who you are, it's cool. But you got to find a feminine man that is also like you, and y'all could be chaotic together. But no man with structure is going to want to be with a woman that offers chaos.
Can you explain what the chaos is, or like what type of chaos you mean? I'm not really.
I'm assuming.
Me?
Yeah.
I just, not like crazy chaos problems all the time. To me, chaos just means not so structured in order. You bring the fun. Like if you want to sit at home and really do nothing all day, that's cool. But like, and then you go to work and you go to bed and then you cook, and that's great. But then we bring other fun. So hey, let's go do this random thing today. Or hey, look what I found. Or hey, let's go. I got a new game. You want to do it with me? Like it's not chaos in a bad way. It's chaos in a fun way. Like to me, I would just be bored. I don't know. I guess it is preference, because I actually like feminine men. I'm a more masculine woman, so I do like a little bit of chaos, and I do like my silence at the same time. So, but to me, chaos is just fun. I just use chaos because it's fun. Can be chaotic a lot of times.
So Marcus, imagine two poodles just running around the house. That's
this one.
Exactly.
But I would say that's fun, not chaos. Fun is fun. Chaos is chaos.
A poodle is chaos, bro.
Well, I wasn't talking about the damn poodle, man.
No, that's what I said. I said her and her boyfriend or man is like two poodles running around the house. She said, yeah, I agree.
When you said chaos, I was thinking like you busting windows out, you showing up at the job, you filing police reports on people, you cheating with the best friend. Like you,
I use the wrong word. I mean excitement.
Okay, excitement and spontaneity.
Yeah, Don, I'm glad you kind of walked that one back, because those two things are not the same.
No, they're the same. Okay.
It's chaos, bro. It's chaos.
No, it's not.
chaos.
Having somebody that wants to introduce new things and fun and stuff like that is not
Yeah.
chaos.
All right.
Y'all made her walk that back. I think she meant chaos, but I think
okay. Let me go ahead and get Trev in there. Go ahead, Trev. What are your thoughts about it? Substance, everything.
Cool. So I'm gonna bring this to my favorite word, balance, right? So I don't want a completely silent house when I get in. I'd like to engage, right? But it has to be something that I want to talk about. Like, don't bring, when I come home, I don't want you to say, hey, you know what? I need you to take out the trash, or, you know what? My car's messed up. I need you to. No. I want to walk into, hey, how was your day? Like, okay, you know what? I found this little movie I want us to watch or something like that. So that's cool, right? And that's part of, you know, if you're doing something that's going to help me relax with you, that's cool. That's actually bringing peace versus, you know, someone coming in being extra. Like, I understand what Mr. Let Go is saying with the silence part, because sometimes, like, if I'm at work and I'm grinding, yeah, that's when that silence kick in. So the main thing is for your significant other to be able to gauge, right? She has to have a good sense of how you are as a person. She has to know what it is that you like or what it is that you don't like. So she has to understand you just as a human being. All right, when he comes home, what does he like? And some of these things you can communicate to each other, and some things you just pick up. You watch them, you see how they do, you look at how they perform. So what you want to do when you consider yourself to be pouring into a man is you find out what he's missing, what it is that you can aid him to help him excel in life, right? Do you know when he wants to relax? Do you know when he's hungry? Do you know when he wants to work, when it's downtime? And you learn that about your partner, and especially if you're very observant, right? And you care, then you'll learn these things about your partner. So when a woman says she brings peace, that can mean a lot of things. It pretty much means to just understand your partner, know what to do, know about timing, and execute accordingly.
But let me just add this to what Trev just said. It's very important for a woman to be herself. Trev said to find out what a man wants. I don't want a woman that's going to find out what I want. That's cool, but I want you to be yourself. I want you to fit into my life, and I want me to fit in your life organically, right? Because a lot of women have people-pleasing issues, right? They grew up with it, and they assimilate with whatever environment they actually go in. So if a woman, like, for example, Diamonds, if she comes around me, right, and she knows that she either likes chaos or is chaos, but she knows that I like a woman to sit her ass down somewhere, for 6 months, she's going to sit down somewhere, but guess what? She's going to go crazy, or either she's going to turn around, oh, I lost myself in him, and resent me because I'm not the type of person that she needs to be with, right? So I think it's dangerous for us to say a woman needs to come in and find out what a man wants. No, come in and find out if y'all are compatible. Y'all people please way too much and turn around and get mad 8 months down the road because you are different. No, be yourself and allow a man to observe you and see if he wants to deal with you, and you observe the man and see if you want to be with him as your own selves, not your role selves trying to fit into some shit. I don't want no woman to fit into my life unless she's already it. The woman in the video literally said, I am peace. That's who she is before she meets the man.
All right.
And Lenko, real quick, I wanted to just respond to that real quick. Now, I'm not saying at the expense of yourself, right? I don't want anybody to get confused. So if you know my man like his power shake when he get home, and you put that together, that's not taking yourself out of character. If you know that he needs his quiet time between 4 and 6 when he's working on his content, like in my case, cool. Not at the expense of yourself. It's just understanding what his needs are and catering to it to the best of your ability. It doesn't mean that you have to take out of your character. Just like me, whatever I decide to do for my wife, I'm not going to get out of character to do it. I just understand what the needs are. And oh, you know what? I know she likes this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And it doesn't mean that I'm people pleasing per se, but it's just understanding a person's wants or needs and fulfilling them to the best of my ability without compromising myself.
All right, let me go ahead and get Jasmine in there. What are your thoughts about a substance, everything too?
Yes. So I think if it comes to like substance, I think about adding value. Like, in what ways do you add value to the relationship? So I think for me, I would say anytime I come into a situation, I'm trying to think, okay, what do they have going on? All right, what can I add to this? It don't matter like whatever type of job they have or what type of lifestyle they're into. Like, I know if I meet someone that likes hiking or thrill seeking, then I'm not going to be the girl for them because I don't like that type of stuff. So I'll back away immediately. But if I meet someone that's like, oh, they're in the museums or history stuff, but I can add my wealth of knowledge about these same topics or something like that. Or if you, like I said, if you like quiet, oh, I love quiet. Let's just be in a quiet space. Then let's watch movies and let's just, be in a chill space. I like to be chill. I like to just be home watching Law and Order. I like that type of stuff. If you meet a party person, then okay, I might not add much value to that. But I mean, I can be cute. You want somebody to just be on your arm and something like that, and I can do that for you too. But I would just like to think, okay, I get what he's saying about people pleasing, because I do that a lot too. We're just like, okay, you want to be the best version of yourself for that person based on their likes, what they like, the way they receive love in that way. So you'll try to assimilate and be like, okay, they like words of affirmation. So I'm going to, try to be this high speaking, good grand rising king like type of person when that's not your real self, that's not your inner being. So eventually you're going to be like, okay, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of saying that. I'm tired of doing that. Like, it's getting a little draining. And then eventually, I've definitely held that candle a lot. So I feel that when I'm looking for a partner to come to me now I'm more standing on the sense of, hey, I need you to be like this, or this is what I'm looking for. And I try to communicate those expectations up front now. We're like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm going for. Can you add to my life? I'm a busy person. I work a lot. I need you to work a lot too, because you can't be a person that don't got no job and not working a lot, because then you always going to be annoyed at the fact that I'm always busy doing something and you got too much time to spare. And now you just want to talk all day when I get home, and I don't want to talk. Like, I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like.
See, I like that. A woman who just like, don't talk my ear off. I don't want to hear that shit. That's my piece. I like that. We both don't talk each other's ear off. I like that.
Right, because like, what we gotta talk about? Like, I'm kind of tired at this point. So, but we'll set days for when we can talk. How about we talk on the 5th, and we're gonna discuss everything? Like, you gotta schedule that time with me now. So it's gotten a little annoying. But no, I get that. You just gotta know what works for your person and what works for you too. Like, it's not just women to men; it's men to women too. Because I deal with a lot of headache men in the sense, and they just they like to talk.
If y'all want chaos, let's go skydiving or let's go on a safari and take videos of live lions or some shit. Like, that's chaotic out in the world, but in the house, I don't want no chaos. So we could do some chaotic stuff outside of the house, but in the house, sit down somewhere.
I see one of the chaotic things right there. You got a whole witch in the background, don't you? A diamond.
Oh, what?
That's not a witch.
That is Miss Mannequin.
I see a whole witch peering out the window. I say, damn, she got a witch back there.
And they terrify my neighbors. She does. She peeks out the window. It's a mannequin because I make costumes. But
and the mannequin got on a blue dress. Oh,
and she's 7 feet tall, and she terrifies. I used to put her around the house just to fuck with people. And to mess with people.
That would creep me the fuck
now y'all see what I'm saying about chaos?
I'm a chaotic person though, so I know that, like, I'm never gonna be the type of person that's gonna sit there and pretend to be cool for 6 months. That would be rude to lie about who I am and be like, look, I'm Miss Demure. I sit and I do cook and I can't do that. Like, no, I'm never gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm the problem here. And I'm happy with being the problem here, just like this. But I just, I need you to match my energy sometimes, and other times don't match my energy. Or I'll go get someone that is the non-matching my energy, and I'll have the person over here that does match my energy. Did I do that right? Yeah.
Hey, Marcus.
That's you being you, so it's no problem. Yeah. That's who you are. I love that.
Marcus, I bullshit you not. That is the cost of living with either a seamstress or a hairstylist. Them goddamn mannequins. Those things creep me the fuck out. I told my wife, like, you gotta take those to the shop, man. They can't be sitting around the house, man. Wigs and shit all over the place. She got this doll in the room, bro, that creeps me the hell out every time I walk in. I just close the door.
I see a 7 foot.
Diamond, that thing would have to go, man.
She's so tall.
Beat that thing up.
I'm liable to have shot it if I seen the 7 foot thing peering in the window and I'm halfway asleep. Wake
And
up like,
then
what?
she does this.
Hey, Diamond, turn it around, Diamond.
You want me to turn it around? Okay.
No, please don't, man. Don't curse the video,
She's not
man.
that creepy. She's not that creepy.
Oh shit.
We do practice witchcraft in the house.
I'm going home.
Wait, what you just say?
What?
We do what?
No, turn it back. Turn it back. That's okay.
Oh, she's gonna fall. I think she's gonna fall.
No. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Sorry, Miss Mannequin.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
Her hands don't. I don't know what's wrong with her hands, but they just. Here we go.
Maybe she's doing a spell. You say y'all doing witchcraft over there?
I do. Yeah.
What?
I practice.
Shit.
I do. I practice witchcraft. Believe it or not, I use Jesus in my witchcraft. But I was born into it. My mom does it, and everybody can do it. We have magical vaginas. It's called a vagini, but I don't have to go into that right now.
Okay, well we're gonna go ahead and move on. What is
doing head up here, man? You try to put a root on us?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you.
lie.
I feel like at least 20% of women practice some sort of witchcraft.
I feel like everybody
I'm not gonna
does.
lie. I could deal with that for like 4 months.
Says,
All
right
right.
here,
All right. I know you
That sounds
said.
fun. I ain't gonna
All
lie.
right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's keep
Says
it
the
on.
man that said he don't like no chaos. You could deal with witchcraft. This dude right here be
Like,
flip.
3-4 months. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of
All
fun.
right, go ahead. Go ahead, voice. What are your thoughts about it? Substance is everything to me.
All right, it'd be the contradictory with him. That's why
He a living oxymoron, bro.
he's a walking contradiction. But we ain't gonna go there. You know what?
She stood up. Okay, that's probably has something to do with it. Just
Everybody's opinion of peace. Everybody's peace is different. So, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't want anybody to not talk to me. I mean, I guess I'm a talkative person, so I do want my husband to come home and like talk to me after work, even though I know he'd be tired of talking to people because he talks to people all day at work. But I think I would find my peace in something that you just like to do rather than being I don't know how to be somebody else's peace if they're not peaceful. So I can only do my best to be as peaceful as I can so I can bring him peace. I mean, some days he'll tell me to be quiet because he don't feel like hearing me talk. Or if he's like playing his games or playing his videos, everybody has a sense of peace. So I feel like, I would never want to live a life where nobody says anything. That's why I'm like, Mr. Let Go, like nothing. She can't say nothing to you. Like,
I'm not saying she can't say nothing.
Like nothing. She got to shut up completely. Like nothing.
No, like it's like one of these yoga girls. Like, like they don't really talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about your day. I'm just gonna be real. I don't want to hear what happened in you. I don't give a damn, right? But if you want to talk about some other stuff that has something to do with like future stuff or whatever, what you want to do, tell me your dreams and goals and how you get in there. Yeah, we can talk about, social media or whatever, things like that. Like if I meet a woman that's also into social media, we can talk about TD Jakes and all this crazy shit all day long.
About like subjects, like you will talk about
subjects.
I
just don't want to talk about random dumb shit. Women do want to talk about random dumb shit. I don't want to talk about random dumb shit. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let me go ahead and go to Sweeney. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Kind of afraid because she done cursed the damn panel with that damn Baba Yaga in the background. But I would say I don't really have much to say on it because I think Mr. Let Go and Trev, shout out to them, their exchange illustrated it perfectly. So I don't think there's any much more I can add to that. You know what I mean? As far as like Trev describing balance and what Mr. Let Go kind of described. So ain't much I can add to it. I think they illustrated it perfectly.
Oh, and pause. You said exchange.
What about
Toxic
you, Mark?
masculinity.
So yeah, I agree with Trev and Let Go. I think let me see, what can I add? Okay, so I think most people view substance in different ways. And the way me and Mr. Let Go of Trev might like peace, a lot of people don't. So I think what Diamond is saying, I've been making this argument for a while, that what Diamond is saying, she is the preferred type for certain types of men. They really need that. Like that chaos or that different type of energy. I even seen something that said type A personalities like to be dominated by dominatrix in certain so it's a lot of different archetypes for relationships that are out here, but it depends on you knowing yourself. It always boils back to you knowing yourself, so you can determine what substance for you actually is. So for me, substance would be kindness, gentleness, nurturing, selflessness, agreeability, things that make my house run smooth so I can overall get the peace that I desire. And it works for me, right? The world is chaotic for me. If I'm outside the home, you're gonna deal with damn near anything. Somebody might get killed, the police, anything you could think of, you could run into when you cross the thresholds of your door. So when I come back home, I want everything to just be smooth, like I'm walking into a fairy tale. So substance to me is the ability for her to help create that for me and never be on the opposite end of causing strife for my life.
All right. Go ahead, Sugar Curls. You ready? Substance is everything to me.
Yeah, so what I was thinking is a lot of men say this, is they're not so concerned with the woman's appearance, but more so what's between her ears. So I think about a woman having substance is more like, does she have intelligence? Does she have the ability to discern? You know, can she stand for something? Can she stand for me, or will she fall for everything? I also think about the woman being, I'm just because I'm a woman, being essential to her man, to her family. Can she provide those things that are necessary for the family to run smoothly, if that is the position? And then also with substance, I think about how, I don't know that I would include adding peace to substance. I think peace is something we essentially get from a higher power that is bestowed upon us, and then we can display that to others. But I understand what the video was about in terms of what she saw substance as. Another thing that Mr. Let Go, he made a point about being yourself. Like that was something really big my husband always talked about. Like when we were dating, just be yourself. It's cool, Jasmine made a point too about people pleasing. Some of us has, fallen into that, and we don't recognize ourselves, and the person that we're with don't recognize us either. So it's really important to have that substance, but that has to be something we establish for ourselves.
All right. Go ahead, Casey.
So I didn't, first of all, hi guys. Hi.
Hey.
Nice to see y'all. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, whatever, all that. I just wanted to say, I'm just going off from the banner at the bottom and kind of taking away like what you guys are saying, since I didn't see the video. I completely agree with Sugar Curls, like top to bottom. Your statement was perfectly said. I really feel like substance, when you're talking to a man or a woman, I feel like it's really, what is the core and basis of who you are, and do you add to a room? Like what can you add to the relationship? What can you add to a family? What do you add to your job? Or you're just a person of DNA walking around, just kind of blending in wherever you go. There's nothing true or like a strong statement. You don't stand for anything. You don't have any strong opinions or anything. You don't contribute to your friendships, your relationships, your family. So when I think of substance, those are the things that come to mind, and especially with a man. People like to say, I'm a sapiosexual. Yes, different ways to look at that, or different ways people look at that word or that term. But it was very important for me to have a cerebral husband, a husband who thinks way below the surface, a husband who does have discernment for his family. My husband can go into any sector and have a conversation and work the room. And that was like the biggest turn on for me. Like, he can be a part of his friends and talk to, coworkers. His coworkers love him. People that he's in business with, they love him. I've seen him, go to a governor's ball and him be in the room. Like I love that. And I feel like that is substance. You bring something cerebral and internal to a relationship, to a friendship. You're able to lift others up. You're just not an extra person or body, warm body in a relationship or in the room. So that's what I think about when substance. And when it comes to women, just as Sugar Curl stated, she adds value to her family. She's able to contribute and pour into her husband as well as pour into her children. She's a part of her community. She's a vital source of life, love, nurturing, education. Those are things that women embody, and those are things that they should add to their significant other, their spouse, as well as their children and their community and their family as a whole.
Yeah, I think that was well said, Casey. And you actually introduced the next topic where we're going to talk about the essence of substance. But before we do, let me go ahead and get these super chats out the way. Sharon D. Berry, phone 99 says, I agree with let go. Relationships should be predominantly organic and personalities just mesh. Harrison Davis found out says salute, and Harrison Davis also gifted a Lapeef membership. Salute to you. Well, thank everybody that's contributed to the platforms. Make sure we hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click that link pinned to the top of the chat and get your assured man 15% off. That sale is ending on the 31st. And also shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley, Uncomplicated Skincare for Men, 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and keep it moving. The essence of substance. I do have a clip I'm gonna play. And well said, Casey. Let's go ahead and transition to it.
All right. The true essence of substance for a woman, for me, is for her to be able to walk in a room and not say anything but say everything. Mm-hmm. So when we see a woman naturally, we see her in the essence of her makeup, her career, her accolades. That's how we judge her. And we choose her based on that. But when a woman steps into a room and you can feel her frequency, there's something different about that. Mm. It's like, you ever heard a person say, when I seen her, I knew she was the one? Mm-hmm. That's substance. Mm. Because substance really don't have a voice, you just know it, you feel it. It's a frequency. It's undeniable. So for me, I don't see the things that we touch tangibly. I'm looking for, when she opened her mouth, how she can carry herself for the rest of her life without my tutelage, just her being her, you know, just her walking through her journey, or her overcoming her traumas, or her spreading that message to other people. How infectious is she to her community? Mm-hmm. That's substance.
Oh, baby, I'm a woman of substance. You better let me know.
Yes.
You better let me know.
I'm glad you said it, because I'm just
I'm gonna always give me my me.
That's big for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Shoot, I'm trying to figure out what I can add to that.
You got it.
Right. Come on, Allie,
you got the brother.
Not you, philosopher. Come on now.
All right, the essence of substance. We'll go ahead and go to you first, Marcus. What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, so I think I kind of answered what culminated for substance for me in the first part, but I think it's interesting when they were talking about frequency. So I seen this YouTube video or Instagram video where they use a tuning fork and they hit it and it resonates at, like, I don't know, 34 hertz, whatever, you know, the resonation pitch or whatever. And then they put like 5 different things without touching it up to it. And none of them would resonate until they found a tuning fork that was at that same pitch. So I think that everybody has a counterpart, right? Or everybody has counter energy. And what he was talking about was the energy that he resonates with. When she walks in the room, he could feel that. And I think that's palpable. I think you can, and likewise, I think they're different energies that can repel in that same manner. But yeah, the essence of substance, I think it culminates with that too, because wanting to be around somebody or wanting to feel that energy all the time, or feeling like you're missing something if that energy isn't there, that's relatable. So yeah, that's extremely relatable.
All right, we'll go to you, Voice. What are your thoughts about the essence of substance?
I think what he was trying to touch on in that video was really like what we all call a vibe. Like a vibe that you get, chemistry that you get from people. Like, you know, when something just feels right. You can be with somebody and you just know that person is for me. I knew that with my fiance. We've been together since high school. Like, I just knew I was going to marry this man, and I did. And it just felt right. And I had boyfriends in between, but it just did not vibe correctly. Like, we just did not mesh. The lifestyles were different, the motives in life were different, the goals, just life overall orientation of just out views were different. So when you have a vibe with somebody, it kind of just clicks. So you just know it. And I think that's what he's talking about, the essence of a woman. She can walk in a room, because you're not going to get that from every single person. Now, it's not saying that you can't get it from more than one person, because you can. You definitely can have more than one like vibracious relationship with somebody where you are having a connection with this person. It doesn't always have to be sexual. It doesn't always have to be in that way romantically. It could be a connection with somebody that's intellectual. You think the same thoughts. You have a lot of things in common. So I think he was just talking about a vibe. Like, you just know when that person matches you.
All right. I'm gonna go to you, Trey.
Your voice kind of stole it a little bit, because I was saying that, yeah, it almost sounds as if they're overcomplicating it, because that's exactly the word that I thought to use was vibe, right? You ever ask a female like that, why do you like this dude or whatever? It's just his vibe. Yeah, that's all that really is. Like, there's an energy. In some cases it's mutual, right? And you'll know. There's some people you just encounter that you just know right away that you're going to be good. Just like some people, like Marcus mentioned earlier, will repel, right? There are some people whose energy just repel you right away. You're like, ooh, nah. And they don't even have to say anything. You just be like, oh, nah, that's not them, right? You just know they just have that negative aura about them, right? You just know you don't want to really interact with this person. And sometimes we just feel like that, and it's natural. And I don't think it's anything wrong with fighting that sensation, because you're probably right a lot of times. So I definitely understand that. And it doesn't take much, and it's going to be different for every person, right? What that person might need might not be what I have. I could be attracted to them, but they just won't be attracted to me, because maybe I don't fulfill that. And I also believe, kind of touching what Marcus was saying again, and it being so different, I believe in organized chaos, right? So let's just say there's two dysfunctional people. As strange as it may sound, sometimes you can put two dysfunctional people together and it could be perfectly functional for them. And people outside looking in will say, that is crazy. That is toxic. That is wild. However, in their own little bubble, it works out just fine. And they probably would not mesh well with anyone else. So in my opinion, I feel like you should pay attention to that. See how you feel about people. And this comes back to that whole silence thing, because sometimes when you're not talking, when you don't have the distractions and you're just around a person, you get to kind of tap into that energy to know if you really should be with this person, right? What do they say? About 55% of our communication is nonverbal. So you'll be able to get all these notes without saying a word.
All right. Go ahead, Jasmine.
My bad, I was not ready. But no, I agree with what you're saying too. Oh, you have something, Casey?
If you're not ready, Jazz, I'll go. I just wanted to add, kind of piggyback off what I was saying, but also with the video. I kind of feel like substance doesn't necessarily, I don't think we have to be speaking about a mate situation, right? Because we want, depending on who you are, what type of person you are, and what attracts you with friendships or business relationships, depending on what you do and the type of world you're in, you're going to choose people and look for people with substance, right? Just if someone's joining your family, my brother is about to get married, and just me from a sister-in-law standpoint, I have always cheered for her in their relationship because she has so much substance and so much she brings to not only him, but to our family as a whole. So, like, for the group, I feel that she brings a lot of substance. And so, just it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic situation. I feel like we sometimes, depending on who you are, look for people in your life to bring substance and have substance with their personality. And it has nothing to do, I saw in the chat, has nothing to do with accolades, has nothing to do with degrees or anything like that. It's really the essence, like it says, of who that person is, and how they add to your life and how they add to the situation.
All right, go ahead, Sweeney.
Oh shit! I was gonna ask you, can I go last?
Boy, y'all, it's like we're in school or something. Go ahead, Mr. Lego.
All right. The thing that kind of like confused me with the dude was when he said about the accolades. Ain't nobody looking for that shit. And I think that's the reason why so many women are confused, because you got little dudes like that say we look for accolades. No man is looking for accolades. So I don't know who the hell he talking, who he is, and what the hell he doing. But this is the reason why women are so confused, because you have little old dudes saying we look for accolades and the rest of us aren't. And then the woman will say, well, he said this, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the room was so quiet and laid back when he was talking. And then all of a sudden, when it went to the women, the whole room started getting right? And I was like, ooh, that is a sign that those women may not be as peaceful and quiet as they say they are, because how is the man talking and everything's quiet, but the second they get to talking, like, because it's certain things like that. So when it comes to somebody walking in a room, like he said, their aura, that's one thing. But at the same time, like I said earlier, that particular person may actually be walking in a room quiet like that because they're nervous, because they're an introvert or something. And that don't mean that they're that cool, that they're laid back. They're probably scared to death. There's a lot of introverts that don't know how to work a room, and they just walk in a room in a certain way, and you like, ooh, that person is scared to death and don't like people. So you have to sit back and observe people, because that woman was, I am peace and this and that. If you go back, if you play it again and see how loud that room got when that guy stopped talking, I was like, right there. She was lying. Chicks be lying. Play it again. You'll see it. Them chicks lying. Just fast forward when he stopped talking.
Yeah, definitely.
Shoot, I'm trying to figure out what I can add to that.
You got it right. Come on, Allie. You got the brother. Not you, philosopher. Come on now.
I know you got a book quote.
Yeah.
You better let me.
Journey, or her overcoming her traumas, or her spreading that message to other people. How infectious is she to her community? That's substance.
Oh, baby, I'm a woman of substance. You better let me know.
Yes.
You better let me know.
I'm glad you said it, because I'm just
I'm gonna always give me my me.
It's big for men.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Shoot, I'm trying.
I take that back, MLG.
You see how quiet and laid back the dudes when they talk, but when the women talk, it's like all this. That's what I'm saying right there. You have to make sure you observe people. And I'm not saying they were toxic, but you can just see in the octaves, if those two people, just pick one and another one, was in the house together, they would not be equally yoked, because you could tell how the octaves change. That is an example of what I was saying.
That's not fair, Mr. Let Go.
To that.
You got it right.
Oh, baby, I'm a woman of substance.
How infectious is she to her community? That's substance.
Oh, baby, I'm a woman of substance. You better let me know.
Yes.
You better
See, I
let
wasn't
me
gonna
know.
say. I'm glad you said it because I'm just
Oh,
gonna
baby,
say
I'm
it.
gonna always give me my me.
That's big for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Mr. Lego, I don't see
Shoot,
it.
I'm trying to figure out what I can add.
Spreading
Oh.
that message, just her being her. Just her walking through her journey, or her overcoming her traumas, or her spreading that message to other people. How infectious is she to her community? That's substance.
Oh, baby, I'm a woman of substance. You better let me know.
Yes.
You better
See, I
let
wasn't
me
gonna
know.
say. I'm glad you said it because I'm just
Oh,
gonna
baby,
say
I'm
it.
gonna always give me my me.
That's big for men.
Yeah.
So let me just give y'all a secret, ladies. You can do what you want to do, but it will behoove you to not go over the octave of the man. Just a small little thought. But you know how he's like, the essence of this. Stay at that octave when it's your time to talk. Don't go over his octave, because when you go over his octave, that kind of says instantly that because a woman is supposed to match a man's energy. A man doesn't supposed to match a woman's energy, right? So even though they're just on a podcast, there's nothing wrong. And I'm not saying the women are crazy or toxic or whatever, but when a woman goes over the man's octave after he just got done talking, that says something about the woman. Not nothing bad, but that those two people aren't necessarily on the same wavelength, because we was talking about frequency.
All right, let me get Diamond in there. The essence of substance. Go ahead, Diamond.
Okay, so I feel like this is why we get to know people. This is why we want to date slowly. With what, it's Mr. Let Go, right? What he was saying, you don't want to just, let's say, like you just saw that video, you just saw him, and she earlier said, oh, I'm a very quiet woman. Yeah, cool, great. If they didn't decide to get to know each other at all, and just started dating right there, they would think they were a perfect match. And then later on down the line, they're not a perfect match. And that's why we date slow. We do first, second, third, fourth, fifth dates. We don't get married right away. I wouldn't recommend getting married right away. I've never been married, but it never seems to go out well or turn out well just because of stuff like that. And then to the, you want to stay on the same wavelength as the guy. I'm a more dominant woman. So me and that guy, if he's not a dominant man, we wouldn't be a good match. So you really need to get to know the guy. And I go off of vibes all the time, or energy. I feel like everybody has a substance, but some people's substance is good and some people's is bad. And you need to know which one matches yours. So that's why we don't want to rush into anything. We don't want to, you just want to get to know the person first, because there's a lot of people that do lie about who they are. And I used to do it all the time because I wanted to get over on people. You lie about who you are, you get over on them, and then you keep it moving. Now you done crushed 4 or 5 people and they're mad and you're like, well, I'm doing my thing, and that's wrong. But
people.
Diamond, when you say you need like a domineering man, have those been the best? Like, so from my experience, it kind of seems like the opposites attract in that nature. Like, I hear a lot of women say, I'm a dominant woman, so I need a dominant man. But most men who would assume or consider themselves dominant kind of shy away from that. So how is the interaction with men who you consider dominant been? Has it been fruitful, or has it been like repelling, or how does that work?
So it really depends on on a dominant man. It's very individual, at least in my case. So I always say I like a feminine man. I'll date a feminine man, but I'll always cheat on him with a more dominant masculine man. And I know that's horrible, but every single time. And it's because if you're able to dominate me at first, so the first thing is I'm going to butt heads, because that's just what I do. I'm going to butt heads. I'm not aggressive with it. I'm going to feel you out first. I'm going to chill out. And then I'm going to look and I'm going to be like, oh, you want me to do this? No. I just want to see who you are. I just want to feel you out, because I'm going to tell you who I am, but I'm dominant. But if you say you're more dominant than me, then we're going to feel you out. Now, the ones that are more dominant than me, it tends to work out. pretty well, because I'm like, if you can dominate me, well, baby, go ahead. But I'm a difficult person to dominate. So I just tell people kind of straight up front, like, I'm probably not the one for you, bruh, but if you want to do this, go ahead, you know? So
Diamond,
most,
if I told you to shut the hell up, you gonna shut the hell up?
if you want me to shut the hell up, sure. But if we're dating or something, I'll probably keep talking for a little while and then shut up later on.
You would not keep talking. You would shut the hell up.
Like, you mean if like you and I were dating?
Yeah,
Or
if
like
I told you shut the hell up, you gonna shut the hell up.
I probably wouldn't. I probably would be a little bit, I wouldn't have anything to say, but I wouldn't shut up. I'd walk around humming or do something little petty shit because that's who I am. And I'd be like, oh, you want me to shut up? Well,
You ain't
all
shut.
day.
You not shut up.
Because I got to bring you that chaos. That's just what I do.
God, that's hilarious.
That is the essence of toxicity.
Does your sign? Can you read the sign behind you? I was trying to figure out what your sign say.
Yeah, stand
This
up.
one?
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah, what's that sign say?
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, it says build a bitch. It says build a bitch. Like, build, we got to build bitches up. It's build a bitch. I do a build a bitch workshop where sometimes where I build people, I try to teach people how to not get got and how to not be awful. That's the basics of
You are
it.
Are you a
extremely
feminist?
honest and interested.
Are you a feminist?
Am I a feminist?
Uh-huh.
I
knew it.
I would consider myself one, but not. I'm an equalist. I feel like men and women should be considered equal in the eyes of the law, and I feel like we should be. We are equally able to do whatever it is we're able to do to 100% of like what we're going to do, but we're not the same at all. And there's some things.
Y'all are not equal. How you are equalist and women are not? Because you, to a certain degree, are a child. I think women are children, so I have no problem with that. So I'm not. So that's not an insult. But if I tell you to be quiet and you start humming around and walking around humming, that's what children do, right? So with all that being said, how can a woman want or expect to be equal when she literally acts like a child and is aware that she acts like a child? But you did say you date feminine men, so you will probably want a man that acts like a child also in order to bring you to chaos, right?
Well, I don't want any children around me at all. I don't have children. I don't want any childish energy. I don't feel like feminine energy is childish energy. I mean, both sides of the energy, if they're any masculine or feminine, toxic wise, is childish energy. So either way, it could be that way. But I don't feel like all women are childish. We can be that way, certainly. If I'm trying to fill you out and I want you to dominate me, and or you say you can, I might be childish. I could, or I wouldn't be. It depends on what we're doing and what field we're in, or if we're dating, if we're not, if I'm into you, if I'm not. Likewise, men can be childish a lot of times. When I know personally have messed with a lot of men who are they'll cry a lot about something, they'll whine a lot, and I'm not talking about crying, because I want men to be emotional, but not emotion. They're not crying emotionally. They'll whine and complain about not having something or not doing something or not being able to get it, and like a child. So it's not feminine or it's not woman or man. It's just
like a child.
Each person can be a child. Yeah, each gender can be a child. It depends on the person.
I literally said that. That's what I'm saying. I literally said it. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to ask you a question. Yeah, literally.
All right, let me go ahead and get Sugar Curls in that essence of substance. Go ahead, Sugar Curls.
Yeah, so when the guy was talking about how a woman should be able to walk in the room and be able to say something without being verbal, what I was thinking about is I do believe we all have energy and we all have frequency. And so I think that it does depend on how we move in life. The type of people we come in contact with can affect our energy as we go throughout life. And so I think that it's very important for us to understand that there is good and bad energy. And depending on what we choose to do, what we choose to feed our minds with, our hearts with, and people we interact with, is going to give off that energy without being verbal. I do have a question for Diamond, if you don't mind. I am curious, kind of tying into the previous topic, since it is tied into this topic. When you were talking about a woman being demure, okay, she's giving off a certain kind of energy, and you made your voice kind of squeaky and all of that. Like, can you enlighten me? Because I don't want to misinterpret. I want to hear your words as far as how do you perceive a woman who is more demure in her essence? Do you see it as weak, or like what do you see a woman with more demure energy as?
So I only can speak for me. In my eyes, I don't really like feminine energy unless it comes from my man. So to me, a demure woman is a quiet, meek, weak type of energy. And I highly dislike that in most of the women I'm around, or most, and especially in myself. I see it as weakness. And I know it's not, because everyone tells me all the time I'm wrong, but I don't like feminine energy in a woman. I like it in a man. And to me, it's just that. Can you please move, ma'am? It's quietness. It's softness. It's it's just everything that I'm not, and I can't stand to be around for too long. So I'm not a fan of very softness, and I think that's why I like it in a man, because even though it's soft in a man, it's still that man there. So we like hard of a man. Does that make sense?
Like
I mean,
studs,
sure.
kind of
Huh?
like
No,
a
she likes
mask.
being in
I feel like
control.
stud, but I also like being in control. But
She likes being in control. That's what it is. The whole thing is about control. And most women have the need to be in control. She's just more outward with explaining it. I think a lot of women want to be, that's why women pick bums and losers to have babies with. You know what I'm saying? Because they have that need to be in control. But most women are not self-aware enough to know what they're doing. She is self-aware enough to know what she's doing. That's why I respect what she's saying, because most women cannot explain who they are and how they feel and how they operate and what they actually want truthfully, like she is. I'm just being real. Most women be lying.
So I think
Can I finish
so.
my point, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Thank you, Diamond, for explaining that. I really do appreciate that. And I can appreciate your honesty and how you do describe certain things. It gives more insight. And some people, like Mr. Leko said, they don't really describe truthfully what they think and feel. So I can appreciate that. The point I want to make about what Trev said, seeing people sometimes that are two couples who are chaotic, and from the outside looking in, we may judge and may say, what are they doing? But it actually works out for them. I know people like that, and I've seen relationships like that. So that's pretty interesting that he mentioned that, because I thought I was the only one. I'm like, am I the only one that see this? But I think it's pretty interesting. People have to do what works for them. The last point I wanted to make was about Mr. Lego was saying how the women were saying, after the man made the comment, the woman said, "Oh, honey, I am." What did she say? I am the essence, or something like that.
Right.
So, yeah. So for me, and I'm not saying this is her, but when I hear people in general say what they are, to me, they're not 100% that. Because like, I have to walk around and say I'm feminine, or I'm humble, or I'm this kind of way. It's like everyone else around me should be able to decipher what I am. I shouldn't have to vocalize. I shouldn't have to tell you what I am. You should be able to see that. So in other words, I'm speaking to convince myself, and then I'm really deceiving myself, because the characteristics should already be there. So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
So now you see what I'm saying. That's why I wanted him to back it up. Them chicks was lying. That's what I was saying. Y'all be lying like a mug. Not you, but women be lying. And you gotta look at a woman and pay attention to her, so you can see she lying. Because most of them be lying. And it's not lying as y'all are bad people. Y'all are afraid of being judged. Women are afraid of judgment. So they act a certain way and lie about every goddamn thing, so they can be more accepted by the majority of the people in her environment.
Go ahead, Sweeney.
First of all, Mr. Leko, you would have fell for that woman hook, line, and sinker, just like you did earlier in the show.
Huh? Who? What?
The woman that said that she's peace, you would have fell for that hook, line, and sinker. Then next thing you know, yeah.
Well, no, because I could, like I said, I could tell she wasn't
No, you
She
didn't.
actually
No,
said
you
it, but
didn't.
once we looked at the next video, I was the first person to unmute and said, "These chicks is lying." So I would have just sat back and just observed. Like I sit back and observe chicks.
Nah, you would have ate her ass and bought her some tires, and then next thing you know, you be sitting over here rubbing your head trying to figure out what the hell happened. But
Or I would have ate her ass and bought her some tires and got rid of her in month number 4.
But now you done ate some ass and you out of four tires. Over a misunderstanding. No, I'm just messing with you, Mr. Lego.
Okay. I'll buy you some tires. If your tires are bald, I'm a good man. So you pull up my house, or if I go up your house and your tires bald, I'm gonna buy you some tires. Period. And eat your ass.
And if he buy them tires, you better shut your damn mouth. Okay, you better shut the hell up.
You
okay,
damn right.
You better shut the hell up. Not nothing. He gonna turn in the dollar bill. Don't say nothing. You don't know nothing. Don't see nothing. He don't want you to say nothing.
But shut your ass up.
He ain't gonna shut up.
That's the guy.
He gonna have a headache and he gonna have to kick out the house.
What you say, Jasmine? You say you need some tires? What you say?
That sounds like a good deal.
What, you need some tires?
You're not soliciting right now.
He's soliciting.
He's soliciting.
No, she said the word tires. I was like, what'd she say?
Man, pitching wool on the job.
She said something about tires. She said something about tires. I don't know. What said it?
Ooh, man, stop pitching wool on the job.
Hey, go ahead, Sweeney. What you saying? The essence of a substance.
I think we make things way more complicated than it has to be. If you deal with people that come from the same place that you come from, it shouldn't be this hard to fill people out. We over here talking about matching energies and trying to figure out and read auras and shit. It don't take that much. We not that good at hiding who we are. We're just not. So we make this shit way more complicated than it has to be. All you gotta do is like this. Oh man, I gotta walk in the room and try to figure out who she is, and I could tell from her essence that she no. First of all, how often do people walk into rooms and just be silent for no damn reason, trying to let people figure out their aura? It's not a thing. Just, you know what I mean? You deal with the people that are around you. You deal with the people that are in your circle, and that's when you most likely are compatible with those who you grew around, been around, went to school around. That's your circle. That's your people. I think we make it more complicated now because now you're starting to see people date at a lot older age, whereas it was so much easier when you were younger. It was so much easier to get along with people. It was so much easier to be around people when you're younger. And now you find yourself in these situations trying to fill out people's energy. Now that you're later and you're trying to differentiate and see who the red flags are. And like seriously, we've been on this panel with Diamond for what? Less than an hour? About an hour and a half, and we pretty much was like, oh, okay, I see what you on. Toxic as hell. Did it take us that long? No. It was easy.
Well, that's because she's being truthful, though, Sweeney. Like most people are not nearly as forthcoming as she is. That's the thing.
And that's what I'm saying, Trev. The toxicity is the lying, not the actions. Because I said this before, Trev. You seen the video I did. A person isn't toxic. It's when you add another person with the person that makes the situation toxic, right? Acid itself isn't toxic until you put something in the damn acid. Acid is just sitting there minding his own business, right? So the person isn't toxic. It's when you add other shit to it. I don't think Diamond is toxic. Diamond is just who she is. And if you add a certain type of person with her, it could turn into some toxic shit.
Which kind of goes back to what we were talking about with that balance, and right? Sometimes dysfunction is function.
Right. I will say this though. I get what you're saying, Mr. Lego, and this is not to speak specifically to Diamond. I'm not speaking specifically to her. This is just dealing with somebody toxic in general, right? I think if the vast majority of people, if you aren't compatible with the vast majority of people, I think that's just toxic. In general, there's no you have to add anything to it. You toxic to the vast majority of the population. You're just toxic. So, and that's kind of what I was talking about. That's kind of what I was alluding to, Mr. Lego. Now I get it. Like if you
majority of the population is stupid. Like most people are just stupid, you know. So when you look at the vast majority
You
of the
can't say that about
population,
the vast majority of people, bro.
think about this, Sweeney. Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about how 80% of men are trash and 80% of women are trash to a certain degree. That conversation.
I don't actually believe that, but I get what you're saying.
No. What I'm saying is, but we were talking about how only 20% of women and 20% of men are actually worth marrying and being with, right? So when you look at the vast majority of people, they don't matter because they're the idiots of the world. We all are looking for that diamond in the rough, that person that isn't like everybody else. That's what makes a person special, when a person is not like everybody else, right?
No.
I would have to say in relationships, it's really hard to gauge that, because you're never going to know who anybody is until they reveal who the real person is. Because most of the time in the beginning of relationships, you could get somebody's representative of who they think you want them to be for a long period of time, and you won't actually know that that person is toxic until maybe 2-3 years down the line, when you done move with that person and can finally see their characteristics about themselves. You know, they dirty, find out that they don't clean up, okay, that they don't contribute to housework, that they're not as sensitive as you thought they were, because people will give you who they think you want them to be in the beginning of something.
Can't nobody lie that long.
Well,
I don't care.
all right, Sweetie, check this out. Sweetie, check this out.
You'd be surprised.
There's a viral video. It's a viral video right now with people the couple that was together for 40 years. He never knew she was a cheater until they switched phones. That happens. I know women like that. Right? 40 years they were together.
There's an old white couple. I seen
there's a difference between somebody hiding cheating and somebody hiding a lifestyle, like don't know how to clean, don't know how to do it. Like you can't.
Cheating is a lifestyle. Cheating is a lifestyle.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said there's a difference between hiding cheating and hiding a characteristic of yourself, i.e., you don't know how to clean up or you're dirty. That's not something that you can hide for an entire lifetime.
Hide that, not for a lifetime, for a very long time.
Even if you did hide it for 40 years that you didn't know how to clean up that well, right? You suck at cleaning, you're a dirty person. That person got 40 years of cleaning you out of the deal. You was cleaning and faking who you were for 40 years. Hey, take that as a win.
Right. A win is a win.
If somebody can hide being dirty if somebody can hide being dirty for 40 years and can be a clean person for you for 40 years, take it as a win. But nobody's able to do that. Nobody's able to hide.
People hiding crazy tendencies, not just being dirty, but somebody being crazy as hell. Like I'm talking about psychotic, okay, schizophrenic. They be talking to themselves and stuff. Okay, people can keep that charade up for a very long time without you being able to see that. And it will take just that one moment to break that character, and then you can see who they really are. You ever say you put somebody in a situation, a compromising situation, and it will show you exactly who they are? That's what they mean by that. Like people can keep up those charades for years. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people can act like they're somebody else for a long time.
Have you ever known a person that was known to be schizophrenic or crazy, and they was able to hide their schizophrenia or crazy from people for 20, 30 years?
They take the meds. They be just fine.
Hold on, y'all. Sugar Curls had a hand up. Go ahead, Sugar
Curls.
Hey, I wanted to just interject in with what y'all are talking about. I personally just don't believe in people hiding themselves. I believe, and I'm not contradicting what y'all are saying. Maybe that's y'all's, perception. I believe that there's always signs. And the flags are always there. Maybe we don't see the red ones. Maybe there's flags and we're seeing blue and green when we should be seeing red. We're continuing. There's always something. I kid you not. There's always something. The person, we're not being fooled. The person isn't hiding. We're not seeing it for some reason, or we're choosing not to see. In my experience in life, I just don't believe that.
So that's exactly what I was about to say. Sugar Curl said it so eloquently. If you are used to getting your ass whooped as a kid, right, and you get into an abusive relationship, you're still getting your ass whooped. But guess what? you may not see it as abuse because you've dealt with it for so many years. So if somebody's like verbally abusive and you get into a relationship with a person who like, shut up, shut the fuck up, da, 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 you might not recognize it as abuse because you dealt with it when you were a child. So the red flags are always there, like Sugar Curl said, but sometimes you are not cognizant of what a red flag actually supposed to be because of what happened to you when you were young. So that's how a person can hide their issues in plain sight, because the other person probably has issues and they're actually accepting of your issues because their mama or their daddy did it when they was young.
But is that actually a red flag to the person that's willing to accept it?
Yes, because now it's a toxic relationship, like we talked about earlier. So the relationship itself is a red flag, and at some point is going to implode, or they're going to have babies and is going to traumatize the children. So at some point, somebody's going to get the blunt of the problems, whether it's the kids or one of them. Because at some point you're going to wake up and realize you're going to mature or something, and you're going to realize like, yo, this is crazy. I don't want to do this shit no more. And then you're going to finally wake up.
So my question to you is then what does it matter if somebody is self-aware of who they are if it's going to yield the same results regardless? It's going to implode, it's going to fall apart, it's going to be bad on the children. So somebody acknowledging that they're a walking red flag up front doesn't really matter in the end, because it's going to yield to the same results. Whether that person lied or told you the truth, if you hide or if you ignore it or if you deal with it, then if it wind up leading to the same spot, then what is the point of that person being self-aware?
Well, kind of like what Diamond was saying. Diamond don't have no kids, right? And she may or may not get into a toxic relationship with a whole lot of chaos or whatever. As long as they don't have kids, as long as they have a certain amount of boundaries, and in my opinion, because I don't know her, she seems like she'll kick a nigga out if it gets too far and be like, get out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're able to realize that this is too much and you can literally disassociate yourself. No, not disassociate yourself, because that's mentally. You're able to get rid of the person and not be so attached to the person like, oh, I love you, even though you're trash, but I love you. You know, if you have a healthy sense of detachment and you can get rid of the person when shit gets too bad and y'all don't have no babies, I don't care.
All right, hold on, wait. All right, so Diamond, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you how old you are?
Sure. 31.
31. Do you want children?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
See?
What are you like, what do you do to actively avoid having children?
Well, at the moment, I'm not getting laid at all. But when I did, I either used protection or if I got pregnant, I had abortions. I'm not keeping any kids at all. I would not be a good parent at all. I'm already, if I'm bad to myself, I'm good to my dogs. That's because I can tell my dog exactly what to do. But if I'm bad to myself and I know I'm pretty toxic to most romantic relationships, I already know me. I would not be a good parent. I don't have enough patience for that. I'm not doing anything for 18 years for another person that looks like me, and I don't even really like myself that much. Like, I can't do that. And I don't like children and whining and stuff. No. See? So I will do anything to not have a child. And if I can't get an abortion, and if I do still end up pregnant, then I'm going to try my damnedest to get it adopted out.
I don't know what you're about to say, but just
adopted out.
Adoption. Okay, I ain't know what you about to say.
No. Put them up for adoption, yeah.
I was just trying to save JR's channel.
No.
Yeah, that's the benefit of self-awareness, because I think she done solved all the issues that she potentially could have by knowing who she is and what she is and is not. She's not capable of. I mean, it might not be everyone's chosen lifestyle,
like that,
but
because that's what I'm saying. Like, you can be whatever you want to be as long as you add children to the shit. I love that shit. Sorry, Marcus, but yeah, that's
go ahead, finish, Marcus.
Cool.
No, yeah, I was saying it solves a whole lot of issues because she's not creating problems, knowing that she's gonna put whatever. I don't know your life story, but by the way you described it, maybe would it be fair to say there was some form of trauma childhood like that led you to this point?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was beaten for my whole childhood, and then beaten and mentally, physically, and sexually when I was older. Though I wasn't a child, so I had a lot of trauma. And I also don't believe in, I heard that some traumas that like you have traumas or you get it done to you and you can have a kid and they get like born with that. And I don't know how true that is, but I don't even want to risk that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that I don't like kids, but I'm not going to do that to a kid, So yeah.
Like I do want
No, you're right about that. There's data that supports that trauma will pass through your DNA. There's some evidence of that.
Yeah, and I did know she did talk about, like the procedure. I mean, just try to be a little bit more responsible so you don't even have to use that procedure on the front end. So I just want to encourage people to just be intentional when in the act or before you engage in the act so that you don't have to go to that result. But everybody get a chance to speak on this topic? Go ahead, Trev. You want to say something? Did I cut you off?
Oh no, you good. I just
Okay.
wanted to say, that I'm good with that.
We need more people to be like Diamond instead of running around having fatherless babies and acting like they don't know how the hell the damn baby got here. Oh, I'm the victim. No, she understands exactly who she is, and she's like, I ain't have no goddamn babies because I understand the negative sides of myself. If more women thought like her, the world would be a different place.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I got one more video in regards to this, and then we're going to turn it up a little bit and I'll have some fun with the next couple topics. Let me get to a couple of super chats. Eugene Steele, remember for 17 months, says being of sound mind and confident can radiate. Eugene Steele again, $5 says, Diamond, I'll play devil's advocate. Asking this question, when you are in bed with a man, do you like to play rough? Big at 11, $10 says, sometimes all you have to do is sit back and be quiet and let a person just talk, and it will tell you all you need to know. This function will sometimes walk up to you and say hi. And then lastly, Congo English, $10, Concur Sugar Curls. I want to thank everybody that has donated thus far. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Last topic on this main topic. Out of touch with essence. Out of touch with essence.
What I would say, number one, I want to say, I think, because you alluded to something about like your body and your looks and things like that. I think part of the reason our community in particular of women are over-indexing on sex appeal is because they're out of touch with the essence piece, right? Since I don't know how to do exactly what Ja just said, I'm gonna look the part, right? I'm not gonna look like what I've been through, that type of energy. But I think of a woman as like water, right? For multiple reasons. There's a sexual connotation, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But also, like, water is nurturing. Water is life-giving. Life comes from water. Water is also powerful. It can crash. You know, it can mold things. It shaped our planet. And water nurtures plants, right? And I think the metaphor for plants is a man's dream. Right, like what type of man does he want to be? And the right woman will water that seed and potentially help it bear fruit or expedite the process of it bearing fruit. Now, that the wrong type of water can nurture the wrong type of seed, right? Like if you watering an ain't shit nigga, you're just gonna produce more doodle, right? You see what I'm saying? So I think, and I said this last week. One of the things that breaks my heart is like a lot of women are out of touch with what their power really is. And the power is really, like girl power is really dictating what type of masculinity we see grow and proliferate, right? Not just what men are replicated, what men are cloned, literally, but also what type of manhood are we, the female delegation, championing in our decisions, right? Are we championing men who sag their pants? We're going to see more men sag their pants because you're going to have those men's sons, right? And we're also going to inspire the non-sagging men to start sagging their pants because they're seeing that it's successful with women, right? But I think a lot of our sisters, unfortunately, are out of touch with that power, and instead would just like to shout from the rooftop what they wish men were without actually aligning your actions with who you would like men to become.
All right, shout out to my guy Alan right there. We need to talk. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Thank you for providing this content for us to be able to discuss today. Out of touch with essence. Out of touch with essence. Go to you first, Casey. What are your thoughts about that?
I wanted to think a little bit more on it, but I'll say something and then you can come back to me. There's a couple different angles that I can kind of take from what he was saying. I do believe that as women as a whole, especially within our community, that we are out of touch with our essence. We are out of touch with our God-given purposes and things and gifts that are within us. And y'all kind of touched on this. I was telling you about King Talk. Y'all really touched on this on Tuesday about, you know, what women have internally in them. But it's not that focus to nurture those gifts and those things that we have within us. It's more of, I am in competition with, I hate to use the word competition, but I want to align myself with what men are doing, right? I want to be the provider. I want to be able to take care of my home by myself. I want to be able to get all the degrees. I want to be able to, those are the things that in this generation that women are focused on. And those are the things that men don't care about. Men don't care that you have 4 degrees. Men don't care that you are this provider, woman, female. They don't care that you have this name that rings in the street, you know, or rings on social media. But they care about the things that you would bring to their life and some of the things they touched on in the video. So I do feel like what we say we want as a group is out of touch with where our focus is, right? Because if we're in alignment with the things that is innately in us, then it's almost like magnets. We would find mates quicker. We would attract each other and not have all this gender wars that has been going on. And men need to do this and men need to do that. But what do we need to do as women to align ourselves with our purpose? And it has nothing to do with having children. It has, I mean, that's a piece of it, but because men want children, men want legacy. But before that even comes on the table, men want agreeable women that are going to add to their lives. And also a woman that's going to listen. What is he saying he wants? Y'all touched on that too. What is he saying he wants? Or what do men as a collective say that they want in a woman? And if you are looking for a man or for a mate, you should be listening to men that you find attractive or that you find to be a suitable male. What are they saying? It's very simple. When you go to college, you find out what your ACT or SAT score needs to be. You study, you find out what those scholarship guidelines are. You line yourself up with every single thing, the universities that you're looking at. You zero in on and say, this is how I need to get myself together for this. I need to have that. I need to pass this test. That's I'm from Texas or I'm from Louisiana or whatever, but I want to go to school here. This school requires this test because it's in this state. All these things that women are good at, we remove all of that when it comes to finding a mate. And that's how we're out of touch. We're out of touch because we've taken our eyes off the ball. I'll land it there.
I'm gonna go to voice. Out of touch with us.
I think pretty much what the guy was saying, to go back into the clip, pretty much is you are what you attract. That's pretty much like to sum up
what he's saying, because if you walk in a place, it's all about. You ever hear a guy say, okay, you dress in a certain way and that's what you attract. You're going to attract the guys with the sagging pants, the chains around their neck, might have been to jail a couple of times because they like that, what is it called? Like bad, quote unquote, bad bitch look with the big boobs and the big butts and the body shapes. So it's all a standard of beauty nowadays. We are what we attract. So if you got that kind of body, well, what most women think, if you have that type of body, it'll attract a high value man in some type of way because your looks. So when we talk about values and substance, it's not just about your looks all the time, because they do want to know what Miss what she said at the top. I'm sorry, I didn't say her name right at the top. What she was saying earlier about what's between your ears, the brain. Okay, like most men don't really want to hear about your accomplishments and stuff like that, because that really makes a man feel some type of way. I'm going to tell y'all women that they do not want to hear about how good you're doing or how much better you feel like you're doing than him, because in some type of way that's kind of attacking his manhood and attacking his masculinity in some types of ways, and men don't like that. So they really don't want to hear about your accolades for that type of reason, so forth. I think so. That's just my opinion. I think that's the reason why they don't want to hear about that. They more want to know what can you do to add to them. And that's what that what do you bring to the table line comes from, and all of that stuff. You are what you attract. I feel like whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. So if I'm dressed in a certain way and I got the boobs and the butt out and the tiny waist, then I might attract those rappers and the guys that got those fancy cars, but they might not be the most loyal guys. But if I'm maybe dressed up to a turtleneck to my neck and got some low, long pants on, I might attract a fellow that might come from a office building or a law office or something like that. It's all in how you present yourself that attracts that. So when we're out of touch with essence, I guess it's meaning the standard of whatever you think would catch somebody's attention to get them. And I think that most women focus on the standard of beauty more than they do with the inside of them and who they actually are.
And voice, I just wanted to add a correction. We don't care about your accomplishments. It has nothing to do with us as a man, and it makes us feel less than. We just don't care about your accomplishments. It's like you telling me what time it is right now. I don't need to know what time it is. Like, so it's unnecessary information, because I can't do nothing with it. You having a degree in whatever the hell helps me none. So you bragging about something that doesn't help me is now annoying, because why the hell you keep telling me, right? It turns into something where you are attaching your value to your degrees, and it does not help me in any kind of way. So now you're running around valuing yourself in a way where you're now annoying, because if you have 6 degrees and you tell me what your 6 degrees are over dinner, awesome. But if you bring it up 3 more times, why the hell are you bringing this shit up again? It's about you, right? So a woman is a helpmate. So your job as a woman, depending on the situation, of course, is to help me. And you run around talk about your degrees is you helping yourself, because you're trying to get more pats on the back for your accomplishments that has nothing to do with me. That's the reason why. We can't do none with it, so we don't care.
All right. Was you done? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that was it.
Okay.
No, well, let me ask you, Mr. Lego, does it make a difference if the man like talks about his accolades? Because I always wanted to know that. Like, men talk about a lot of the things that they've achieved, and women do like to hear about the things that you've achieved in your life, because to us, that's kind of like a status build up. I mean, it is something that we're attracted to, so that men talk about it all the time. Is there a difference in that? Is it just because it's coming from a woman is not important because it's coming from a woman? Or like, could you explain what you mean by we don't care about your accolades, but women care about yours? So why is it a difference there?
It's simple. Men and women aren't the same. Okay. You're attracted to certain things in a man, but women expect for men to be attracted the same way as a woman is attracted, which makes no damn sense. I care about how many times you go to the gym, right? I care about how often you drink water. I care about how much or how, your eating habits. I care about how feminine you are. I don't give a shit about your degrees. So on the other end, how much water I drink has nothing to do with you. Like if we kind of like have the same type of diet, cool. But your main need is a feeling of security. Can this man hold down the house? Is he consistent? Can he make me feel secure, right? Financially. So if I got degrees or if I got this money or I got this lifestyle that is something that is congruent with what you want, you're going to want to hear about my degrees, but your degrees don't help me. So the things that help you as a woman don't help a man when he's with the woman. Your degrees mean nothing. We just want you to take care of your body. I say this all the time. The number one thing that a man wants from you as a woman is to maintain your figure. I don't give a damn about nothing else. Maintain your mindset and maintain your figure. I don't care about nothing else. Now, the other things can be nice, but those are the two main things. Like, shut the hell up, stop being all crazy, and take your ass to the gym and maintain your body. And I'm happy. I don't give a damn about no degree, no nothing, no money, no shit. That's it.
So she don't got to cook. She don't got to clean. She don't have to
Nope.
take care of the children. Because all you said that she's responsible for was just shutting the hell
Taking
up.
care of her body. Everything else is a bonus.
And
If
taking
she-
care
if
of
you
her
know how to
body.
cook-
So everything else is obsolete. She could just log
No.
off.
Everything else is a bonus. Everything else is nice. Like I cook enough where, if the woman doesn't cook all the time, I cook. I'm okay with that. I cook enough by myself. I cook every night almost. Because like I said, I eat healthy. So I don't eat out. I don't eat fast food. I don't do all that shit. So I cook. I saute
All right,
Oh.
so
vegetables.
we gotta start sharing the mic a little bit. Let's get everybody else involved. Go ahead, Swing.
I was gonna say, voice, you gotta understand that Mr. Lego is in a different space in his life. So like he's not, and I don't want to speak for him, but judging by the interactions me and him had and some of the things he said on this panel and knowing him, is that, because he's already had his children, because he's already been down that route, a lot of those things are no longer necessary to him in his life the same way they may have been necessary to him 20, 30 years ago. So take it with a grain of salt because he is in a different spot. Like if you deal with somebody like Mr. Lego, he's an older, he's already been there, done that. So it's a different space versus you dealing with somebody who may not have already had children, who may not have been married already. He'll be looking for a lot of the things that kind of you heard Trev and Marcus talk about as far as what they look for in a wife. So understand those differences. But outside of that, JR, whenever you're ready, bro.
All right, I'm gonna go to Trev, and then we got Samantha in the back. I'm gonna bring her up so she can speak on it. Go ahead, Trev.
Well said, Sweeney.
Okay. All right. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately because it's been a pretty big topic, right? As far as what men want out of a woman. And there's actually a couple types of men that do appreciate degrees, accomplishments from women, because it's not really absolute, right? A person that's got his stuff together for the most part doesn't. But then there's some men who are wealthy or, they're doing really well for themselves. And maybe they want their lady to have some of these things because they don't feel secure enough about them taking things from them, right? So maybe they want them to be occupied sometimes. Sometimes they want them just to be able to do their own thing. And I've heard people brag about it sometimes. Oh, yeah, I just bagged a doctor. So there are some men who are actually attracted to this, right? Unfortunately, a lot of times it's opportunist, which is the men you don't want to necessarily connect with. And that is the problem when you find out these men who are attracted to those things. So you have to be very careful with that, right? I kind of wanted to touch on what Casey and Voice articulated earlier about women just not being in touch with their essence, right? So with that, right, the reason why they aren't is because they don't really prioritize it, right? They're not very intentional about understanding what it is that a man wants. Because that everything that they described, how they'll go ahead and get their degrees, they'll go ahead and get their career, and they're accomplished, and they love that, but they had to work hard to get there. They had to really lock in, buckle down, and say, look, I'm going to go get this. But there's a sense of entitlement that we don't really talk about, because women sometimes really feel like they just should get a man. They deserve a man. I'm not going to chase a man. Why would I go looking for a man? He need to come to me because I am so accomplished. I have all this together. I got all this money. But meantime, it's the things that men that you probably want aren't attracted to. So if they were to just prioritize it, that's the main word for me. You don't prioritize getting a man, and you're not intentional about it, but you're very intentional about other things that you do in your life. You can perform really well when you put your mind to it, but you just feel like you should just get a man, like it's supposed to be gifted to you. Like you can really just pray to God and just get a man, right? You didn't just pray to God to get a degree. You had to study. Right? Maybe you did pray too, but you studied, you locked down, you didn't go out when you knew you shouldn't go out. You had a test the next day. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Right? When you go to work, you know how to dress, right? You know how to conduct yourself. You know how to behave when you're in that environment. You are extremely intentional. So if we put half of that intention into locking a man down, and you actually decided, you know what, where are these men that I want? Do I know how to source these men? Do I know where they even are? Do I even know what this man that I want looks like? Can you identify that? If you don't take the time to do that, how are you going to be blessed with that man? God is not going to help you that much.
Trev, I like that was perfectly said. I just wanted to add one point. So remember when I don't even know if I was on the show or not, but you guys were talking about the Ebony K. Williams. I wasn't on the show, but I watched it. Y'all were talking about Ebony K. Williams, and in one of the clips, she was talking about, oh, when I'm working, and then when I'm not working, I'm a sorority girl, and I have a lot of sorority sisters that are very accomplished, and they feel the exact same way that I do. Okay, I'm a sorority girl as well, and I'm trying to figure out if all you do is work and spend the majority of your time around nothing but women that are living the exact same life as you, how is a man going to number one find you? If you want to be found as a wife, how is he going to find you? How are you even leaving room for a relationship? And I really do believe in show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Right? Because who you surround yourself with, not saying that, oh, I'm married, I have all married friends. That's not true. But you have to have some influences. You have to have some influences around you that are where you want to be, and you can actually see it working, right? Like when you finally get out of, if you've been to school, when you finally get out of those prerequisite classes and you're finally in your college, within your university, you have literally left all the people that aren't focused on the same goal as you. Now you locked in, and everybody has a goal of engineering degree or a nursing degree. Or that camaraderie pushes you forward and builds you up because you all have this common goal. If you're around women that are like-minded, that want to be wives, it's going to be a different energy when you have just common conversation of relationships, and also how you even view men as a whole. Your perspective is not going to be the same if nobody in your circle has a boyfriend, nobody in your circle is a fiance, nobody in your circle is married. Your mom wasn't married, your grandmother wasn't married. So all you're going to have is things that you take into your psyche that negate what you say you want. So I just thought that was funny when I was listening to Ebony K talk about all these women are accomplished, but none of us can find a man. You got to break that up. You got to shake that up.
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
A little bit. I've dated surgeons, and I've dated nurses, right? And when a woman is accomplished like that and she's so deep rooted into her career, she's not necessarily a good mate. I can easily say nurses and surgeons are probably the most emotionally unavailable people on the planet. They uh they they've seen so much death, they've seen so much, whatever, where they aren't there emotionally. And some of y'all may have heard that women in the healthcare field are usually hoes because that's how they cope, right? Travel nurses, these types of women, they've seen so much bad shit, and a woman to a certain degree, she's not built to see death and blood and carnage and all this other stuff. And you seen this person today and now they gone tomorrow, right? You can't intellectualize that. So what you do, you just have sexual relationships in every city she's in, right? So travel nurses, they got a dude here and they got a dude there or whatever, and I'm one of the dudes, and that's kind of like how they get their rocks off. But the way they deal with it, they can't be in a relationship. So that's an example of what you're saying with Ebony K. Williams. She's an attorney, even though she's kind of retired or whatever, but she's too argumentative because she's used to being an attorney, where she doesn't know how to have a conversation because she's so used to having an argument. You know what I'm saying? Just like the little red pill dudes, they can't have a conversation with nobody. They gotta try to back you into a corner so they can be like, gotcha, you're not a high value woman. That's how Ebony K. Williams is in a conversation, most likely. So women aren't necessarily built to do all these things. So when they get into a career like that, they can never find an actual long-term mate, and they just be out here fucking.
All right, let me get Samantha raised. What's going on, Samantha? Welcome to the show. Out of touch with Essence. I know you've been sitting in the back. Anything you want to add?
Honestly, not really. I mean, y'all pretty much put the hammer on the nail. I don't really have nothing to say about it. I can't relate to the situation. I mean, I just can't relate. I've been with the same man for 16 years since we were in high school. So just listening to some of these things, and I am the woman with the career and everything. So really, I'm just listening. I really don't have nothing to say. I'm just like, okay, good information, because everybody has their own different point of view of it. You know what I'm saying? So really, I don't have nothing to say.
Okay. You mentioned something about your career. So your husband doesn't have a problem with your career. How do you guys balance that energy that Mr. Lego was speaking about?
Well, what do you mean? Like, how do we balance me having a career and
Yeah, like is there some type of tone you use? Like, do you carry yourself a certain type of way while being in your career? Do you bring that energy back to the house, or do you regulate it?
Like, I bring, like, when I have issues at work, yeah, I bring it back home. That's anybody and everybody. But as far as like anything else, no, not really. We just work. Like I said, we've been doing this for 16 years. So it just works. It's like, he just knows if I've had one of those days. I don't throw it in his face like, oh yeah, I make this amount of money and you make this amount of money, because I don't see it like it's an us thing. We're a team, if that makes sense. So I don't make no more than you and you don't make no less than me, if that makes sense. So it balances out. There is no competition, because I'm gonna be with you for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna be in this thing with you or with you, because there is no without. So I don't see it like that. But I'm different. I'm completely different. Everyone else may not be on that same level.
Do you think if you were single and you were as busy as you are now, do you think you can like predict that you would have problems meeting a new person and settling down with them, like right now?
If I was still working the career I'm working now,
and you were single,
yeah, probably. I wouldn't be a hoe. I just, my goal would be different. I would want to be financially stable for when it's time for me to have a family, because I'm not gonna wait too long before I have a family. But I would want to put myself in a position to where, if I do for any reason have a baby, or if I do find someone, I want to be able to be financially stable for not just them, but for myself. Because the way that people play games these days, I don't have time to put myself in a position with somebody and then I get fucked at the end. Does that make sense? Or screwed at the end. My apologies.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. But
if
that's
I
probably
my priorities.
that's part of the reasons why I think a lot of the women, I don't want to say hoes, but you know, they be getting smashed, because when a woman has money, because I always say women have babies because they want to have a baby, right? So if a
Right.
woman doesn't want to have a baby, she's not going to have a baby. So if a woman is in her career, she's just going to be out here fucking, and she's just not going to have no babies because her career comes first, and
Right.
she'll enjoy being a hoe or whatever you want to call it. So, and I don't see it as a problem because, like I said, as long as you ain't making no kids, I ain't got no problem with you.
All right.
Oh.
Sugar Curl, what are your thoughts about it? Out of touch with Essence.
Yeah, I was thinking the whole essence part. What I'm understanding is that it's more of the woman's power and her understanding what type of power she has. And I want to say that women are very powerful. And we can either use our power for good or for bad. He likened it to water. And I think from a cellular level, you know, if our cells are not hydrated, our bodies cannot function. There's no way around that. So I think about a woman, how can she be that water that allows for a good function of a relationship in function of herself? You know, the only thing I can think of is her being really in touch with her creator to allow him to guide her in the way that she should go. I do believe in what the book of Titus chapter 2 says about how the older women should be a certain way so that they can teach the younger women. And the younger women should actually, you know, not be a woman of a lot of wine, should be a woman who listens and pays attention. And that's the only way a woman can be truly in touch with her power, if she understands what a woman should be. Now, if a woman decides, hey, I want to be more like a Delilah with Samson, and I want to pressure and nag my man, and I want to be this type of way. Do understand that with Samson in particular, and men have felt this, he felt like he wanted to die. He gave in to that woman. Yes, she got what she wanted, but he felt like he wanted to die to the pit of his bones. I mean, I think to myself, I would never want a person to feel that way, let alone a man that has put in so much work, my man. There's no way I could even conceive that. So I just think women should be responsible in how they use their power. And I think this is probably what he was talking about.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go to you, Diamond. What are your thoughts about him?
You guys really summed it up great, but I did want to say that I see this all the time, mostly online, and sometimes when I talk to women in real life. They expect to get a man without having done any work on themselves, on their own selves. And my mom used to tell me all the time, how dare you expect the perfect man and you're not the perfect woman, like that's not fair. So I do feel like if you are trying to go out there and find a guy or anybody, you need to put the work into yourself. And if touching on the subject of careers, if you are in a career, I was in a career, I'm a dog groomer, clearly, and it is going to come home with you no matter what your career is. And stop it, move. If you're in your career and you're doing all this stuff and you're in school and you've done all this stuff, you're really not going to have time for a guy, or any relationship. You're not. And that's a common complaint with most of the people I've been with, because I've slept with a lot of people. But their mates, they'll complain about, oh, my wife or my husband, they don't have time for me because they're doing this, or oh, I can't find a man because they don't have, I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, if you just don't sit there and look in the mirror and realize you're the problem here and get it together, and once that's done, you'll find somebody. And like, once you do the work on yourself, the person will come if that's really what you want. But you have to put in the work and do it yourself, on yourself. Stop. I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead, Jasmine.
So I have a question, really, but it could be for everyone. So let's say you're one of those people that, like, you got your degrees and everything, and but you don't flaunt them. You just got them because that's what you wanted to do, and you got your career. Keep yourself together. You go to the people that say they're good, and then they spend 5 years of your life not proposing. Then you meet another, then you're like, okay, this ain't it. Then you meet another man. They spend 6 years of your life not proposing. So it's like, is it something on your end that you're doing wrong? Like, if you're just trying to do all the things, trying to be feminine, keeping yourself together, not talking about your job, not caring about how much money they make, because I ain't met a rich one yet. So it's like, just trying to uphold their man, keep them together. What am I doing wrong?
I think first, to be honest, is staying 5 years, girl. I would have been going after 2. He took too long. That's too long. 2's too long. 5
Yeah, you
is a
don't give
long
a
time.
man more than
Hold on. Let go. She won't finish yet. Go ahead,
Oh,
voice.
sorry. Voice.
Yeah, 2 years is, I think, is the minimum, because about in a year and some change, you guys start living together. I mean, that man knows if he wants to marry you by that point. If it's 5 years, I mean, unless it's on both of you guys' end, where you're just saying, like, we're not ready to get married both mutually. Like, but if you're saying you're ready to get married and he don't marry you and that long, I wouldn't stay that long. Maybe I don't think you should stay that long. 2 years tops. As soon as they do something wrong, I'll be out of there.
Is it fair? Is it fair for a woman to get fatigued after a while to just be like, you know what, I'm good, and just stop caring about their needs after a point? Because it's like, all right, I done gave you too much, wife energy for too long.
I think
now
I want the men to go first, and then I'll chime in after. But I think it's important to hear how how men feel.
So
hold on. With the man, let's just try to keep it brief because we got to get to this next topic. So just kind of keep it brief. I want to get everybody in. Go ahead. Let's let go.
Okay, so Jasmine, it's not about how long you last or how long it goes. It's about how you start. You give a man standards and requirements up front. You pretty enough to tell a man, like, okay, so this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get married and I'm young. I don't want no man to use up my youth and then throw me back in the water. So I'm only going to give you 1.5 to 2 years. And if we are at some point where I'm looking at you like, yo, what are we doing? You have the right as the man to say, I'm good. I don't want you. I changed my mind, or you're this, you're that. Just throw me back early. You know what I'm saying? And you good. Just say, throw me back early. Don't even say, I'm going to leave you after a year. No, just say, you leave me after a year. Put it in his court. You feel me? And then that makes it where he doesn't feel like it's an ultimatum or something.
Any other men? Sweeney, you want to say anything? I mean, you guys don't have to. I'm just want to make sure.
Jasmine.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Are you speaking in general, or are you speaking for a friend right now?
I'm speaking for a friend.
Okay. I get what you're saying. All right. How I look at it, this is what I mean when I say it's not hard to figure people out. If you look at all these situations for your friend, can you honestly tell me there was no signs that person didn't want to commit long before 5 years came along?
What if they take you ring shopping and do all that with just no proposal?
Yeah, I mean,
what year did you do that?
Hold on, Mr. Lego. But even then, like, you can still tell, because maybe you were the one that pushed the issue. Maybe your friend was the one that pushed the issue for the ring shopping. Was like, oh, I like this or whatever. And he was like, all right, fine. Let's go look at some rings. But the reality is, he was apprehensive. He wasn't really trying. You know what I mean? So I always feel like people tend to, and we do it, and all of us do it. We tend to ignore the things that it tells you, hey, this isn't right. This is not going to go in the direction I want it to go. And we tend to ignore those things because it feels right in that moment. And next thing you know, 5 years gone by. So I wouldn't necessarily tell anybody to give up. You know what I mean? Yes, it may have happened 5 years. I mean, the only thing that may change is your circumstances. So maybe this guy was available 5 years ago, but now it's this type of guy that's available now, or whatever. I wouldn't necessarily say that you need to give up on men, because I think that's the question you were asking was like, fuck, should I just say fuck marriage and go it alone? No, I don't think that's all. I don't think that's never the case. I think, you know what I mean, you just have to be more better at acknowledging or recognizing the things that you probably ignored in the past. It was like, okay, well, maybe I need to ask more clarifying questions. Maybe I need to have more information when in regards to the people that I deal with. And I think you'll find yourself getting better results. This is under the assumption that you are the perfect, that your friend is the perfect wife. Because sometimes you don't never look within and find out that, you know what I mean, you find out it's been you the whole damn time. You just thought you was doing you was the best thing since sliced bread, and then next thing you know, you actually talk to somebody and they tell you, nah, this chick crazy. But so that's assuming you are the perfect wife. But if you know what I mean, if you are, then
it
it's
goes
all
to
in the
essence,
vetting
though.
process.
Like, your essence attracts, people and stuff like that. Because I like to think of myself as like a Southern belle. I'm just a nice person, give off good energy and stuff. So that tends to attract people. But it'd be people that like to waste your time. And because I'm so nice in my essence, I like to give people a lot of time to get their stuff together. So gotta do that.
And what Mr. Lego said is technically right as far as like setting boundaries and stuff like that. But I can understand how it's very hard to set boundaries without creating ultimatums. You know what I mean? And then it's also hard to set boundaries if you don't want to set boundaries, because like even if you set that boundary for yourself, right? And you say after 2 years I'm out. Well, he doesn't know that boundary. He's just doing what he's doing. And you got this boundary in your mind, and then you wind up leaving them, and then you say, oh, well, I left you because you didn't take things far enough. So I get it's a very difficult thing. That's why you tend to want to have these very real conversations. Get Mr. Let Go's what's that card game you got? Kind of let you know what people are in their life. Those are the questions you want to ask. He'll give you the questions that you want to ask people, given these particular situations, to find out where you really are with that person and find out where their mind is. Because a lot of us just deal with people who aren't really that marriage minded because it's just fun. And then you find out that you want to get serious and they still want to have fun.
Because life is really simple. Like if you put parameters on your life, you feel me? The only difference between a flood and a river is one is controlled, is the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you put parameters on both sides of the water is just going to flow straight down and everything's cool. You put parameters on the direction in your life, you good.
All right, go ahead, Trey.
All right,
You want to try to?
Yeah, I want to go real quick. I'm just gonna say this. I feel like you got to ish or get off the pot. I feel like you might have given a little bit too much, right? And I'm gonna give you one of my one-liners. Humans don't respect anything that isn't earned. And just judging by how your personality is and from what you've told us so far, I feel like you gave a little too much without requiring enough. And you have to understand if people are actually being intentional or not. There was something there to say, okay, well, this guy, what is he doing? Is he planning it? Is he initiating anything, right? Is he trying to get the list together? Like, if somebody is really trying to marry you because it comes up. They bring it up, right? They're the ones who are trying to initiate and say, yeah, it's exciting. If you're with somebody who you actually love, then it's exciting for them to talk about it, to get with you and be like, yeah, well, what about this? This is how I want to do this. This is what I'm thinking of. So there's that. And then there's always the unfortunate reality for many women is that the guy either doesn't want to get married, right? Or he just doesn't want to get married to you. Now, if this guy went and a year later, got married to somebody else, then there was something that he failed to communicate to you. So you just have to try to at least discern the best you can how effective a communicator is. If they're not very forward with you and they don't just tell you things without you having a dig, then you have to stay away from it. I don't want to keep too long, but I'll stop there.
Okay. All right. Marcus, you want to ask? We got a transition. So who hasn't spoke on this topic so I can get to you and then we can move on? Everybody spoke on this topic. I want to add anything to it?
I just wanted to say women always think that they can change men. And not saying your case, but you were saying in general, what if a woman, or your friend's case, there's sometimes men don't want to get married, but when women like a guy, they like that man. They're like, oh, maybe this is just one thing, or this is one thing. I've known people who, a guy didn't want kids, but they love this man, but they feel like their desire to be a mother was going to go away. That's not going to go away. It's going to grow as you get older, right? You see families. He told you he did not want kids, but you like him so much, you're so into him that sometimes people think that it's just they can change the man. I can change his mind. That's kind of like, as women, we do that a lot. We think men are going to change, or, oh, he said that, but yeah, he did tell me that, but, and it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. So paying attention to time, but then also really listening and seeing a man's intentions and how he moves outside of the words. Even say, yeah, I want to get married one day. One day is a clear indication of that it's really not at the forefront of his mind, and he has no real plans on getting married. That's not like his focus. Those type of terms, when that discernment comes in, is really important, especially when age comes into play as well.
And a man will tell you that he wants to marry you, and y'all would slowly talk about it and slowly plan it or whatever. And, but like you said, if a man tries to take you ring shopping, you have to understand some men do things in order to pacify you. So you have to put a time limit on everything. Like with me, I'm never going to be with a woman more than a year. And it's either going to end or it's going to turn into something more. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna, I don't like wasting a woman's life. I'm not gonna do that. So you got a year with me, and if it ain't gonna work, we out. I ain't even gonna stay with you more than a year if it ain't gonna turn into something bigger.
If you guys just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure we hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and get to these super chats. Congo English, as Casey is such a woman with the $10. Ray Alexander, $5 says intelligent, high value men do in fact care about a woman's education, social class, and her career in terms of dating, and especially for marriage. Nikon Don Harris, $10 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Nikon again says, how do I join the convo? I actually have went live about a similar convo. I love these convos. Just reach out to the Lapeef Network on Instagram, and somebody will reach back to you, Nikon. Appreciate the support. Ray Alexander, $5 says intelligent. I read that one already, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Me, University, $2. Y'all do great breakdowns. Good job, Mr. Let Go this time. The University, $5 says, listen up. If you peeps didn't hustle for you to get married out their crib, you got to hustle to get wed after period. Oh, and stay great just in case. Okay. O'Shea, it's about what women done. It's about what the woman done is for her. What the man does will benefit her and the family. Lastly, University $2 says, man, let's get the diamond tester going on Mr. Let Go, shaking my head. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to the platform. I don't know, man. My allergies bothering me, so my eyes watering. But
I'm tester. I ain't got no diamond on.
Oh, he's talking about your chain. Make sure y'all go ahead and give Mr. Let Go's deeper discussions cards is what you see right there. Somebody drop the link Let Go out, plug it in the chat. Make sure y'all go ahead and check it out. This is for you introverts or you people that don't know what conversations look like. This is an excellent way to be able to get in tune with that person. Shout out to, all right. Also, let's see. Let's go ahead and get into a fun topic, man. Let's go ahead. I know we was talking about this. Y'all ready? Y'all good? Do a well-being check. Voice, you there? Sugar Curls? I want to play the video and y'all miss it. Y'all there?
I'm here.
Okay. Are y'all coming on cam or?
To go check on our family. So
okay. I got Sugar Curls.
I'm holding my baby. I got a 6-month-old. We just had a baby.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Miss Princess Milani.
Ah, that's what's up. That's what's up. The baby fever. And then Diamond next, right? Diamond?
For human children, no.
She
Maybe
said
a puppy.
children.
Well, the way
That's what
you
I'm
talk
talking
about kids, you know she ain't having no damn babies.
Yeah, no baby.
Maybe a puppy. I get another puppy.
Hey, but y'all remember what I said earlier a couple shows ago? I said people who are adamant on not having children don't have children.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond, a
Thank
prime
you.
example of that.
That's
Thank
why I
you.
respect her. Oh, and
All right.
anybody hitting the link for the card game, you can also buy my family empowerment sweaters and shirts also on the same website.
All right. I just dropped the link right there.
Appreciate you.
All right. Also, make sure y'all click that link that's pinned to the top of the chat and go ahead and get your beard products as well. Get your beard game right. Get your beard game right. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Our next topic of the night, which is, should a man pay for the other woman if she joined them for dinner? Should a man pay for the other woman if she joined them for dinner? Let me go ahead and play this clip.
You're on a date to eat somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But you brought your friends. Y'all get to the date, y'all eat. The bill comes out. Do you expect your man to pay for her as well?
Yes. Why would you want a lady to pour her card out? Like, that's crazy.
What you mean,
We
y'all?
come together. If we came together, you need to pay for both of us.
What you think?
I guess sounds appropriate. Like, you pay for her, but I gotta put my card out.
Is it me or are a lot of these dudes bums? I read the comments under this video that I'm stitching right now. Virtually every male in the comments spoke against this. To you bums out here, I just want to say this. In my world, only one person pays for the table, whether it's one person or whether it's 10 people. One person pays for the food, which means in this situation, if my girl is meeting me out to eat for whatever reason and her homegirl is with me, she's not paying. And for you dudes to have so much of a problem for paying for your girl's homegirl's food one time, you guys are bums. Real dudes, we take turns paying for everybody at the table. Not one time have I been at a table where we all, hey, I'll pay. No, either I'm paying or some other dude is at the table paying. Who raised you niggas? Oh, I know, a woman.
I seen this posting. Two girls were asked if they go out with their friend and their boyfriend, do they anticipate him to cover the bill? And they responded yes, because that's what they deem men are supposed to do. Who man? Who? No, not for me. Love my friends to death. Love them dearly. But if you're third wheeling, if you not paying for your meal or I'm not paying for your meal, he not paying for your meal. It's not your birthday. He not your man. And his manhood isn't indicative of whether or not he cover your expenses. I never want women around me who feel entitled to my man's provision unless they are related to him. That's not your man. That's not your money. That's not your resources. He's not responsible for you. And it's not an emergency. So if you want to kick it leisurely, either you consult with one of them niggas you be bugging me about, telling me who will and won't do stuff for you, or you bring your own money, or I'll cover your tab. But he's not doing it simply because he's a gentleman. I know he's a gentleman, and he don't need to consult with you to confirm that. And he don't need to pay for your stuff to confirm that. My man only paying for me.
All right, let's go ahead and get it cracking then. Should a man pay for other women if she joined them for dinner? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with Sugar Curd. I'm gonna start with Trev first, and then we'll just go around counterclockwise. I'm gonna drop down to bring Paris up here to join this discussion.
Okay, so of course there has to be some context here, right? In this particular situation, there is a man who has his girlfriend, right? That's his girlfriend. So I would imagine that he trusts in her. They're good with their decision making and everything. If it's her good friend, I do agree. And sometimes, one person bringing out the wallet, that's fine, right? But there's different situations, right? And I know why men got very angry when they saw this post, because There are some females out there that are absolute scavengers, right? You will see a woman bring her girlfriend on the first date, and show up with a whole nother woman. And you looking like, wait, so do I get access to both of you? Like, if you come to the table, like, and I'm sponsoring you, like, okay, what am I getting out of this deal? Because I don't know you and I don't know you. So it's like, that's a different scenario. That's where the anger came from, because there are women who were predatory like that. I know these women. They will really do that. I have women who laugh about that. So that's real. That's not a joke. And it hit home for some men who that's happened to. So I understand it. It ain't never happened to me, but I understand, right? I feel the pain, because that's treachery. And then they're going to run the bill up. They're going to run it up. And they're going to get all the most expensive drinks, order all the seafood they could manage, and keep it going. And they don't care. So I understand in that instance. This is a girlfriend. I mean, this ain't going to be no everyday thing. I can see why this could be a one-off or here and there, right? This can't be a habit, because I'm certainly not sponsoring any grown-up, right? Whether you're a dude, a chick, or whatever. I don't think that there's any entitlement there. Like, you can't really do that. So I could see it from both sides, to be honest, but it's definitely circumstantial, right? In this particular case, where it's the girlfriend, right? Y'all been together for a while, so you bring in one of the homies once in a while, I could dig it. I have no issue with that. That's not a big deal, right? I'm not gonna go sit down and go out if I can't buy it, but yeah, I understand both sides on this one. I'll leave it there.
So why am I up here with all these dudes? I just want to say that.
What? Never mind.
I want to be next to some women, but go ahead.
So to Mr. Lego's point, Trev is hitting the nail on the head as far as the men that were responding, right? That's who they're talking. That's the type of woman they're talking about. They're talking about the type of woman that'll come on a first date and bring a homegirl on a date, and then expect that man to pay for both of them type deal. Now, what you're referring to is a setting in which we're all familiar with one another. Say, for instance, you remember that night we all went out to eat, right? And you paid for the table. You know what I mean? That's different. For instance, when we went out for my anniversary, JR paid for me and my wife's meal. Well, when we went to a second spot and then I paid for everything, that's different. And also that comes with reciprocity. We're not talking about a scenario in which there's reciprocity. That video is not about women being reciprocal of that type of energy. These are women that are talking about, I expect a man to pay for me, and that's it. That's the end all be all to it, because you're a man. So how dare you not pay for me and my friend? You the man, right? So like in a scenario, like if you found yourself in a scenario where every woman that you wind up going out with, or you went out with a bunch of women and all of them always look to you to pay, I don't think, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I don't know if you would keep going out with women at that point. You'll be like, hey, look, I'm tired of paying for all these damn meals and $100 dinners and shit. And all these women keep coming around only because of the simple fact that I'm paying for it. There's no reciprocity. But if you're dealing with some women who will say, hey, on this one, I see that you got the meals, I got the drinks. Or you got the meals, next time I got the table. And then so on and so forth. That's what you were speaking to. And I have no problem with that. Again, that's reciprocity. That's a group of people who understand the assignment that I got you and you got me. What them women up in that video was talking about was not that. There was some entitled ass women who expect a man to literally pay for her and her homegirl just because she showed up. Now, he invited her and her homegirl out. That may be different. And even then, the homegirl should be like, hey, look, what's the situation with your man? Are you inviting me out and he's paying, or are you inviting me out just because you want somebody with you and I can look out for myself or what have you? Because like Paris said, shit, hell, even women ain't going for that a lot of the times. So that's that.
And my biggest thing that I didn't understand pertaining to this whole thing is the girl's plate is only going to be like $30 damn. So
what if y'all go to STK? What if y'all go to STK?
Well, you're not randomly showing up at STK.
I don't know. So, but let's say in the scenario you are, and that steak is $1,000. Then what you gonna do?
Well, I'm not okay. If we're going to STK, it's not going to be randomly. I'm meeting you there. You're going to be in the car with me, and we're going to STK. So that's different. This whole scenario is like if you're out somewhere and your girl is out too, and you're like, yo, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. Okay, meet me over here, and we're gonna get something to eat. Oh, I got my girlfriend with me.
That
And
scenario
it's kind of
because
like it's
I
whatever.
don't think you realize how many women today really do feel the entitlement to just being catered to by whatever man. The same way that we use our privilege to go to the club and some of us don't take our wallet. Or the same way some women get on a plane, go to a whole nother state, and she ain't made no accommodations for her leisure whatsoever. Not the hotel, not getting a rental, not her way back home, because her expectation is that this man is going to accommodate her regardless of whatever she chooses to do, because she's a woman. So even in this sector, right, I think it's very important to implement the boundary and allow women in the conversation of what's happening with your money. Because if I start saying it's okay for you to treat my friends, then that opens the floodgate. It's also okay for you to treat your female work wife. It's also okay for you to treat X, Y, and Z or the neighbor, this, that, and the third, because you feel so gung-ho about you being a man. You don't have to prove your manhood by spending money on other women who are not yours.
But what if that's who he is? Like, say me and you was together, I'm gonna be paying for other women going out to eat stuff, and you gonna just deal with it because it's my money and it's my life. I can do what the hell I want to do, and as long as I'm not having sex with these women, like what the hell?
You know, I'm the type of woman where I watch everything moving in and out my house. I want to know if you give me Miss Maxine some money, and that could be your mama. I want to know. Do you grant
Paris? That's the actual problem. Like you gonna be somebody's mama. Like no woman is gonna be paying attention to what the hell is going on with my money.
The actual problem is men with your mentality think just because you are making the money, you do not have to have a conversation with your partner about where it goes, because you want to portray you being a gentleman. You want to honor this.
That has nothing to do with it. We're talking about a meal.
But here's the thing.
You're not gonna know that I just paid for somebody's meal.
You have to be able to understand and conform with your partner, Mr. Lego. You cannot just go making monetary decisions at leisure.
Monetary decisions is the key word. Yes, I will. It's a monetary decision.
And that's why you single now, and you dealing with them travel nurses who give you some ass when they coming through the city.
Well, it works out for me. So look, the thing about it is, at the end of the day, for you losers, it's only 30 to 40 goddamn dollars one damn time, right? Even if it was like I just met this girl, right? And she's like, hey, we at the mall, whatever. And I'm like, let's meet up. And she's with her friend. And we ain't had sex or nothing. I'm okay with that. Because the thing about it is,
Mr. Lego, how much was our meal at that place?
Hey, say it again.
How much was our meal at that place we ate at? It wasn't no damn $30. You talking about $30? You take
one person. The one person.
My meal wasn't even $30 by itself.
I don't remember how much it was, but how much?
I know you don't, because you talking up here talking about some damn $30, bro. You take a woman on a date, you're not spending only $30, bro.
No, the other,
because he's taking them to Applebee's and Chili's. That's where they go.
2 for 20.
20 and margaritas on the side with the salt around the rim. He said, "Stay in that $20 lane too, girl. Don't read that menu on the don't read the other side."
I ain't gonna stun on him. He ain't doing that. Now he not no cheap man.
Yeah, he not cheap. That's what I'm saying. Like I know how much my meal costs. He ain't spend no damn $30, bro.
You cannot set the precedent like that for every other man to start calling them broke, simp, or weak, because you got to realize some of us women not going for that. So you can't dictate or orchestrate what my man does and then start minimizing him because of how you move. Because I'm telling you now, when money moving out my household, I don't give a damn who went and made it. I want to know what the hell going on and where it's going.
So let me ask y'all a question. If all of us on a panel went out to eat, how many people are going to be arguing over the goddamn bill?
Nobody.
One person is going to pay. It's either going to be me, It's going to be Sweeney. It's going to be JR. Or it's going to be
you motherfuckers. No, I'm just playing.
Trail. Or it's going to be. What'd you say?
I ain't paying for you motherfuckers. No, I'm just playing.
So what I'm saying is, one person is going to hand the person the car. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how y'all are, whatever, but we fight over the who pays the bill. I will literally leave the table and slip the person my card and pay for everybody and come back to the table. So
I've done that before too, but we talking about something else.
To be honest, Mr. Let Go, I don't think that would go if you had a wife. Because I'm a wife, and I'm sorry, my husband ain't paying for none of my friends. He can pay for my girl.
Shut the hell up. I wish my wife would tell me about what the hell I'm finna do. I don't know what type of dudes y'all use.
No. You cannot do that.
He gonna get
I would
the
never
hell
even
out
put my friend's
about what the hell I'm doing.
Hold on, ladies. I think y'all are being a little too hard. Hold on, wait. I think y'all are being a little too hard on Mr. Let Go, right? Because any woman that gets with him would know that he's the type of person that's willing to pay for the table if they're out to eat, right?
This is not the same thing as paying for the table, Sweeney. And I think that's where we have to stop conflating it, right? Like me, Casey, we've been out before. We know how that goes. We're not even going to discuss what that looks like. What I'm saying is you have your intimate partner, your man, and you have your homegirl, your friends, your road dog, whoever you want to call them. And every single time she goes somewhere with you, it don't matter. Whether your man is around or not, she anticipates if he is comping you, he's comping her. I have an issue with that. And I personally as a woman have an issue with my man feeling the need to comp any woman anytime she's around and doesn't discuss it with me whatsoever. If that's the case, as my
friend,
why
do you need to discuss that? I don't understand that part.
If that's the case, as my friend, if she needs the money or she just simply wants to enjoy herself, and I know I'm getting treated, I will just simply treat her.
But just a question: what is you got to know what he's doing with the money? What is that? What the hell is wrong with y'all?
I think she's speaking in a scenario in which.
About what I do with my man when it comes to money in my household. You handle yours, how you handle yours, and I'm gonna handle mine how I handle mine.
You somebody mama Paris. What in the hell?
Mr. Let Go.
I think it's just different. It's just different in different marriages. I don't tell my husband what to do with his money. Now I'm not like, you can't buy this or you can't buy that. No, but I would honestly feel some type of way if he got up and paid the bill with me and first of all, I wouldn't even have my girlfriend there. Why is she at dinner with me? Okay. She don't need to be at dinner.
Hang out sometimes?
No. If I'm going out with my girlfriend, it's just me and her. My husband is not involved in that. What is going on with that triangle? He's not getting any of that. So what is he paying for her for? That makes no sense.
But,
not from a money standpoint of
paying for some food will entitle the man to her ass. Some damn food. It's food. Oh. What the hell are y'all talking about?
Let me give a different perspective.
It's a different perspective.
Let me give a different perspective. Okay, so 2 examples. All right. So everybody know me and Marcus have a relationship through my husband, right? So and I know his wife. Say I go to Chicago without Reese and I'm like, oh, Naughty Marcus, like, let's go get something to eat, right? I'm not expecting Marcus with his wife and he have kids at home to be paying for Casey. Casey is a grown woman with a husband. My husband don't let me leave home without no money, whether I'm working or not. So I'm not expecting Marcus. And if he tried to, I probably would say, Marcus, I got it. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's just out of respect. Another thing, another friend that was in our wedding, he owns his own restaurant. Every time I go eat there, he gonna say, I'm like, where's the bill? Casey, you don't pay for nothing up in there. That's not the point. I don't leave. I'm taken care of. So I'm okay. I'm going to tip. Then where the waiters at? I need to tip them, or the bartenders. Let me tip them, because I come from provision. I have my own provision. So I'm not expecting another married man or a man with a girlfriend and a family to take care of me. Does it happen sometimes in all these different scenarios we're talking about? Yes, it does happen.
That's the whole point. It happened.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, women do leave home and be like, "Oh, girl, he told me to come get something to eat. Come on with me right quick. Let's go get something. Let us go get something to eat." That happens every day, like
let
Eric
her
was
be a
saying.
bum or a hood rat then and get
But
some free food.
but also, like, I feel like my friends. Okay, so a lot of our friends, like a lot of my girlfriends are also college friends of me and my husband. So y'all are talking about the triangle. One of my good girlfriends could be out with me and my husband because we all three of us have history of kicking it back in school. So that's not unheard of. Or it could be like a business partner. I've been the only girl with my husband and friends and stuff like that, and being the only girl at the table. So to say that doesn't happen, y'all, like maybe not in your world, it does happen.
For sure.
But you know what I'm saying? My girlfriends will be like, "I'm good. I got like, y'all, Reese, no." Or sometimes like, okay, thank you, Reese. You know, whatever. It's touch and go. It's touch and go.
But
I'll add one more
But they have
caveat,
money.
let me just say this,
add
Paris.
one more caveat to this.
Go ahead.
It's before you
Go ahead.
start. You guys also have to take into consideration now, a lot of women playing prostitution games. So they going back to the old school, this the food nigga. So when we go outside, this my trick. This my pay peeve. These are terminology they're using. That's why I say y'all can't implement everything onto people because for one, women know our friends. We know our whole friend. We know our good time girlfriend. We know. We're not talking about it. We're not dismissing her because of why she is our friend. However, you guys also don't take into account a lot of times these girls will have that mentality. Oh, girl, I don't want him to try nothing, so you come on. We'll make him pay for everything. I.e., the girl who did the 48 oysters thing. She been dodging this man for how long? And she finally responded just to go get something to eat. But maybe if she got drunk enough, her intentions would have took her elsewhere. It didn't happen like that because he dismissed her. He got up and left. But we got to stop discounting. There are so many women who understand men's intentions with their money. There are a lot of women who watch your man and how he treats you, and she a predator until you know she came for your man, then you ain't friends no more. And there are also a lot of women nowadays who are looking at their next come up, whether it is just a meal or whatever the case may be. And that could come simply from her being the looker friend. You don't know these women's intentions. So you got to stop trying to make it seem like you standing on business with your big wallet all the time because you're just a gentleman. When a woman is inserting herself into that and letting you know this is not how they go. It's necessary for me to impose them boundaries because this is checks and balances.
And what I wanted to say was that Casey, you would have no choice. I would pay, and you're gonna be quiet. So that's the first thing. Like y'all don't understand. Y'all don't control shit. Y'all gonna sit down, be quiet. I'm gonna pay for your damn food and be quiet. All right. That's the first thing. And the second thing is I even control the boundaries. So even if a woman is thinking that she's going to get a free meal and I have no intentions of sleeping with her, and she thinking since I paid for her meal, we gonna have sex. No, unless I want to. So you gonna sit your ass down and go home by your damn self. And if I decide to call you in the future, that's a different story. But I'm not paying for your food just so I can get some ass. I'm gonna get the ass anyway if I want it. So I don't give a shit about that. I'm just gonna pay for your damn meal so you could be satisfied, and that's about it. And just in my mind, in my world, food does not translate to nothing.
Expectation shouldn't be there. That's all we're saying. You're an older gentleman. The expectation shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
And you're an older.
I wish y'all would stop calling me
that's
older.
already
I'm 27
dated.
years old.
You're 27, you said?
Yeah,
you're 27.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't let him
So
bullshit you.
he's a seasoned gentleman. You're a seasoned gentleman. And what I will say is that if you've dated enough times and all that, and you've had that in your life, you're not fazed by no ass. But there's a lot of guys out here that really don't get it too frequently. And they do take women on dates with the expectation that if they paid for her bill, that they would get something in return. So that's what a woman's mind is going to straight up, especially as a married woman. I'm like, nah, you ain't paying. Like, if my girlfriend ain't got no money and we ain't playing this out and she got some boyfriend coming with her and it's not no double date thing, she's not tagging along because there's no reason for her to be with me and my husband. So that's on a relationship standpoint. Going out as friends, if we were to go out and you like, boys, put your wallet down, I'm paying it. No, shut your ass up, I'm paying. Like, that's a different situation because we're in a friendly situation. It's not a relationship or any expectations or anything sexual after. So it's a difference. And the situations you talking about, I'm sorry, I'm not letting my husband pay for my girlfriends.
Hey, y'all want to know how we can nip this in the bud real quick? I'm about to nip this in the bud real quick. Hey, Mr. Let Go. Every time you come to Dallas, I'm bringing everybody that we going out to eat, and it's on you.
You muted.
And then the next time we go out to eat,
just let him keep talking on you.
No, it ain't gonna be on me because you like to pay, so we gonna let you pay. It's on you.
I like to pay. I'm just
it's
saying,
on you.
One person pays at the table that.
No, that ain't what you said. That ain't what you said at the
me.
beginning.
I'm
You
not
didn't say
saying
nothing
I
about
pay all the time.
reciprocity. I brought up reciprocity. You said you're gonna pay. So next time, every
I'm
time you
paying
come
every
out
time.
here, it's on you, bro.
My whole thing.
And then he gonna buy all your tires too, and then you know what else.
No, we ain't gotta go that far.
Yeah,
All we need is the meal, bro.
If I buy you some tires, that's a different story. But
I don't need the secondary meal. I'm good.
Right. If I buy you some tires, that's you already know what it is. But if it's just some food, it's just some damn food, man. Like,
that's why it's on you. It's all good. That's how. Like, every time you come into town, we eat no Mr. Let Go. Pause.
First of all, that's a pause.
Pause.
Pause. Pause. What the hell?
Y'all let Jasmine give her perspective.
Sweetie trying to get them tires, man. Sweetie want them tires.
Pause. Hey, let go. Is there a price threshold? Is there a price threshold for you? Is there a price threshold? Like, once it get past 400, 500, 600, what price do you be like, all right, well, I'm just not picking this bill up?
Let me tell you something. One of my students.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Are any of the men reading the back chat? I think JR is trying to communicate with y'all.
My bad, JR. We wasn't paying attention.
Oh, well, I'll just say this. I went, one of my students in my coaching group had a birthday party. Her family threw the birthday party, right? And they said, you want to come because they was in Atlanta. I was like, all right, cool. Do you know, I ain't know none of these goddamn people. It was like, 7, 8 people. I paid the bill. I ain't never been to this restaurant. That shit was $700. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was pissed.
You got off easy.
And I don't even know the damn people. It ain't like
we're gonna try to get somebody else. We're gonna try to get somebody else in there real quick.
Yeah, we going to Diamond and then I think Jasmine.
And Jasmine, yeah.
So I'm going to offer just a slightly different perspective. As somebody that used to prey on weak-minded people and just weak people, period, and kind people and nice people, I'm going to offer you the predator perspective. I would totally bring my friend along just to see how far I can push him. Then we're going to see how much more he can give me. Then we're going to see how much more I can get from him. And that'll be like the first date. And then if he really likes me, if we lay it on good, then like the second date, then we'll do something even more. And then the third date. And I'm going to get to the point where I almost rob you. So that's just the predator mindset perspective. Now, I did want to say, as a breadwinner, as a breadwinner, nobody with what Mr. Lego was saying, nobody will ever tell me what to do with my money in my household. So if that's his money, like he want to do that and run his household that way, like if all the bills are paid and I'm a dude and I want to pay for this one, I will, and my wife would have no say in that because that's my money. But as a predator, I would totally prey on people that would do that, and I would get as many people as I could, just because I could, not even because I was hungry sometimes, just because I could. because it was fun or because I was bored. So I mean, I'm not that way anymore because I learned lessons now. But totally, there are people, and it's probably not a lot. It's probably not a lot of people, but there's definitely some people out there with a predator mindset. And though it only will be like maybe $30 to you or $40 here, for some people that's a lot of money, and they really were trying to get to know this girl. Let's say it's a first date. They really thought they liked this girl, and they were really gonna get to know her. And they were like, okay, maybe I'll pay for her friend because she'll really like me then. And the whole time I'm just using you, and because I can. And so
Diamond,
so that mindset is out there.
let me just ask you a question. Like just say you did that with me, right?
Right.
You could bring your home girl or whatever. I pay for both y'all food.
Right.
But the whole point in the video, you can't do it a second time. Because it'll just be one random time. It'll just be some randomness. I'm not gonna be like, yo, why is she here? She can't be. Oh, there's some random shit. Cool. Whatever. And then from a predator standpoint, I have boundaries. So if you do this shit again, I'm like, yo, why the fuck you keep bringing your friend? What
That's
you
true.
Now it looks weird because you keep bringing her, or you bring two girls. Yo, what the fuck is you doing? You get what I'm saying?
But most people aren't like that, though. Most people, when you're gonna prey on people, you're gonna push their boundaries, and when you push most people's boundaries, they give up. So many people do not hold their boundaries. So I'm gonna push it because I can, and I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. And most people are not gonna be like you. They're just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I'll do it again. You have no idea how many people are out there that would just let me do it. They don't have any backbone. They don't have any boundaries. They never were taught to set boundaries. So just letting you know, these people are out there to protect the people that are not like you, that are not headstrong, that do not have those good boundaries or those, that strong mindset, because there's people like me that would prey on those people, and that's not fair to them because I was being a bad person.
Well, one thing that would be, you calling yourself a predator. If I'm not pushing that ass, you're not going to be able to push my boundaries. So that's one thing. So
true that too. Yeah.
If I ain't shooting lines up your back, you ain't going to be able to get nothing out of me.
Right.
Oh, well, I don't know. For me, I would just say I'm not even inviting my friend on the date anyway, so it's just gonna be just us. But there's plenty of times when, like, say I'm out with my friend or something like that, and then my partner will pull up and be like, hey, oh, y'all are out. Hey, well, I'm gonna cover this bill, then that's fine, just because he just want to pay for both of us, and that's fine. But I'm not just about to just let him continuously be paying or just be like, oh, hey, I see y'all out. Can I pay? Because I just don't want her to get comfortable with, like, oh, every time we see him, he's paying. So, no, you come out with your money, so you expect to pay for yourself, friend. Now, we get in the club, that's a different story. Most time, we use our feminine wiles. We let them do what they do to let them, get us in and buy the drinks and all that stuff. But I don't go out very often, so that's not something we use a lot. But, I mean, I get it. Sometimes you can use what you got to get what you want, but my friend not about to use my man to get it. Okay, how cute she is.
And then y'all ladies, y'all are brokies, so y'all have to get y'all lives together and stop running around trying to spend on somebody to buy you damn food.
Wow.
It's okay. Every time, just go to Mr. Let Go City. Food is on him. Every time. It's Mr. Pay Your Bills.
Turn it down for
I ain't paying no bills. I will buy some food.
I meant to pay your bill. Wait, so to be clear, you said that the bill was $700. So your threshold is $700. So when we get there, we can order the seafood tower, right? Because you said $700 is the threshold. That's what you said.
No, I was shocked that it was $700. I was distraught that it was $700. I was upset. I was like, "What the hell?" So no, not no damn
bill though, didn't you?
Huh?
You paid that bill though, didn't
paid
you?
that bill.
Once you grab the check, you can't be like, just throw it back. You gotta fucking pay it. I was like, "Oh shit."
That's what you get. That's what you get for eating ass and buying tires. You wind up with a $700 bill.
You didn't. That was a student. It was just a student was like, "Hey, Miss Lego, I got a party, da da da," and they invited me, and my dumb ass
We about to
pay the bill like a dummy.
We about to let Sugar Curls go.
Okay, so I still haven't put together who this other woman is supposed to be, but I guess it's some kind of generalization for different situations and different cultural
Just a girl's friend.
ideologies. So I've never been in a situation like that. I can't really speak on it. I don't even have single friends. The only single person that I have, she's been married before. They're all divorced or something like that. So from a cultural standpoint, like I used to learn Mandarin for a long time. And so I know when I would go out with the Mandarin culture, there is something where if you are going out with your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, at that table, each person in that group would actually pay for the rest of the people. So it was like a culturally understood thing. Also, my best friend's from Brazil. So from that culture, when you go out to eat, whoever didn't pay last week paid for everyone. You dance with Jamaicans. I have a lot of Jamaican friends. You dance with the opposite sex. You go to a party. It's not looked at the same way, but I do understand that being in America, I don't think culturally I've ever been in a situation with American people where we're out as a couple, maybe 10 couples. Each family head pays for their wife and whomever they brought in their car. So that's about as far as I can go with that.
See, y'all, that's my culture. I'm part Mandarin.
But
Hey, Diamond.
Hey, Sugar Curls, it's not necessarily like anybody specific. Like we're not comparing cultures or anything. We're just saying in the dynamic where there is a third party woman along with you and your man. Like for instance, in my situation, me and Casey are friends. I would never go and ask Casey's husband for money. That's just disrespectful. I would never go and not even consult with her to even ask her husband for money, because understanding in this culture, in American society, and understanding the implication of money to men, if a man giving you his money, there's an exchange for that. You're under his purview of some degree. Whether or not it's going to be sexual or not, as adults, I'd just rather not open that door altogether.
Marcus, you was about to ask a question?
Yeah. So, Diamond, did you ever use that tenacity to increase somebody else's financial capacity?
I'm sorry. Can you say that in stupid people language? I have no idea what you're talking about. But possibly.
Okay. Now, I was asking, like, the way you talking, it sound like somebody that chose up before. That's why I was just curious.
That
If you
did
ever
what?
like that chose up. That's why I was curious. Was that ever like something that y'all ran with?
What is
You don't know what I'm
chosen?
talking about?
Yo, Diamond
Okay.
is hilarious.
I'm sorry. Are you asking me if I've done that before? Yes. I've done that I've done allegedly. I've done things like that before. But like just because I was a predator. So I preyed on people and I did bad things to a lot of good people.
Okay.
How
Diamond,
many times you get threatened or you had a fight? How many times?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yes. How many times did you get threatened or you had a fight? How many times?
Threatened? Oh my God. So many times. Yeah. Had to fight. I don't fight. I would carry like pepper spray or anything because I don't fight. I don't like that. So, but especially I'm the problem all the time and I know, and I don't fight. So I'll cause a problem, call the cops or pepper spray and then leave. Totally. Every single time. Yeah. I mean, not now though, because I'm way better now. I don't do that anymore.
She a female Charleston White.
Diamond, hey, Diamond.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let you sit out there by yourself. I need him to explain that shit in stupid people terms too. Y'all like, what the hell did he just say?
I ain't know what the hell he was talking about.
What Marcus was saying, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. You had to kind of be in that world to kind of know what he was talking about in some sort of way. So she's not, because she didn't dig it. You would have dug it. It wasn't for her.
Okay.
Earlier, when Diamond said she was chaotic and y'all took her on this rigmarole to say she just likes fun, y'all were wrong. As men, you were stupidly wrong. She absolutely loves chaos.
Chaotic as
I'm the
hell.
one who
Are you
said
talking
she
about
likes
me?
chaos.
No, he talking about Diamond.
Wait, you talking about
I
me?
said, I literally
No,
said,
no,
oh, no,
no.
she
Which
likes
man?
chaos.
Which man was wrong? Which man was
I
wrong?
wasn't wrong.
It was
Which
Mr.
man was wrong?
Lego.
No, because when we asked her
Mr.
what
Lego.
chaos was, she said fun and all of that. I said that's not
Well,
chaos.
that's fun to me though. That's
No,
fun.
And
what
then
you
I
describing now
unmuted and
is
I said,
chaos.
no, she's chaotic,
What you said
period.
earlier was not chaos.
But that's who I was before, and I was that type of chaotic. I'm still chaotic now. I just don't do all of that anymore because there's no need for that anymore, you know? So,
But
yeah.
then she stood up and I was like, oh, okay.
What
I
that
do
mean, Lego? What you mean? When she stood,
Nothing.
what that mean?
Nothing.
What you talking about? What you
Nothing.
Hey, I knew it was a rap when
He
I
want to buy some tires.
I knew it was a rap when I sang Babadook in the back. That's when I was like, oh hell no.
That is Miss Mannequin. I need to name her. She's really nice though. She protects the house.
How do you build a bitch? I'm curious about that. Like
You wanna
what's
know
the
what the
steps to
question is?
going to? Yeah, what's the steps to going to building a bitch?
Oh, Build a Bitch is just a little workshop we did on Twitch actually when we were streaming. And it was I see when I say I speak from a predator mindset, like I really did bad things to good people. And I don't know what switched. I just say it was God because I have no idea really what happened. It was probably a culmination of like a lot of different things. But I started to see it and almost feel bad for it. I remember the day I watched a man like break in front of me, like emotionally. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. I did that. So Build a Bitch kind of came out of that where I wanted to help people because I still see people get got and I'm like, and they're like, how did this happen to me? I'm like, you didn't see this? You didn't see them doing that? I saw every single red flag. And I realized it's because I'm the red flag. I make all the red flags. So I was like, okay, let me teach y'all how to not have bad things, or at least how to be able to spot it. Like you don't have to be a predator, but you don't need to be prey either. And then also I wanted to build a bitch because I saw a lot of people that would complain about, oh, I want the perfect man, I want the perfect this and blah blah blah, but they're not putting any work into themselves. So it also has an aspect of, hey, work on your body, work on your diet, work on your mental health, build yourself a foundation, because that stuff is also going to protect you in the long run from predators. So that's the gist of it. Yeah.
You got some good insight, but you are hilarious as hell.
Thank you.
I just like how she came in.
Hilarious, like
I like how
she's so serious in this shit.
Like hilarious.
She came in and torpedoed Mr. Let Go whole point when she dropped. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'll fuck a nigga up with that." I said, "I'm glad she is here just so she can."
You're the predator, and that's exactly what we was trying to tell him. It's that used to act like Diamond, that are still acting like Diamond, that we know about.
And it's easier for us to see it.
But as long as you set boundaries, you're good with any, whether it's a woman is a predator or what, because nothing matters because you have boundaries. You feel me?
But most people don't set boundaries.
Yeah,
So many people don't
and then there's manipulation. Diamond,
and there's manipulation.
We know. Would you tell them how good you are at manipulating people because they're not understanding that, and that's the whole thing. You can try to set boundaries all you want, but some people can penetrate those boundaries. A predator knows how to penetrate those boundaries for the average person, right? If you were skilled to the point where you actually influence and teach people, then it's a different ball game. But you have to understand the perspective of the regular people who are going to encounter or have encountered, we'll rather say, Diamond. I'm sure you were able to break through a lot of people who thought they had boundaries easily, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people who think they are strong, and then they encounter me who's just, I'm able to break through their defenses. So I'll do something called, it's lying. It's just lying with extra steps. And let's say you had everybody always has some type of trauma or tragedy. And I've had some too. But let's say you had a parent die or a grandparent die. I'm going to look at, or let's say they had some type of disease. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to go, yeah, my so and so, they have this disease too. And
What?
I really like, I'm going to lie dead to your face, because especially if they have something I really want. So I'm going to lie dead to your face, and I'm going to go, yeah, my I don't want to use cancer because that's a rough one. Let's say they got, I don't know, a broken
Mr.
foot.
Lego
Yeah,
eyes is
my
getting so
parent has
big
a
right now.
broken foot, and it's so hard for her to walk, and I carry her every day. And the dude would be like, yeah, me too, I understand that pain. I'm like, yes, I feel that pain.
Yo,
I'll even cry, and I'll go and it's so hard, and the whole time I'm just lying, like I'm lying to you because I can, because I was bored, and I could go
That
all
was a
the
lie.
way. Yeah, it's a lot, and I would just do it for fun, or because I wanted something, or because I was bored. Like predators, predator, because they're predators.
See,
know
Let me
what?
go
I
fart.
was gonna say, I felt
Hey,
Mr.
It sounds like a
Lego's eyeballs
lifestyle.
behind them glasses.
come back.
It,
His eyes did just like this.
it sounds like a lifestyle
It
to
does,
me.
Trey.
It
It
is.
sounds like
be
a
on a
lifestyle,
reality show.
It
right?
She
is.
needs to be on a
That's
reality
that's
It
a
show.
is.
lifestyle, right?
It
So
is
so
very
Donna,
much a lifestyle.
You can
Yeah,
also
I
that's
can
why.
understand that. I
has
I can
been
understand it. You
trained.
know what? The crazy thing is, I so get it, and
And
I'm not
Mr.
like
Lego,
that. But I really dig. I
Oh, you
understand
not like
so
that?
much about. How? No, not anymore.
Right,
So
not anymore.
Mr.
Same.
Lego, and this is
not
why the red
anymore.
pill exists. Right
Huh?
here.
This is
This
what?
is why the red pill
I
exists.
understand.
Why?
Right here.
But hold on. What do you mean, Sweeney? Like
That
she's
it
just a
that
woman.
but regardless of
Even
See,
though
why
she is
I
a
see
woman,
Diamond simply as a woman. What woman isn't conniving? What woman don't be lying? What
See,
woman
this
don't
Most
be
is
are.
making
the
up
I
shit?
don't
thing,
think most are.
She's just a
This is
woman.
the
A
thing.
lot of them. A lot of
Diamond,
them are not like that.
the way that Diamond describes herself, to
Mhm.
me, that's not the average
Oh, what
everyday woman.
happened?
It's not. Even though some people have ill intentions and stuff like that, she is far more so advanced, and she is actually what you would consider a narcissist. She really is a narcissist.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will not be able to spot that, right? Like a lot of people will not be able to formulate that. But in a layman's terms, she is able to keep a relationship going as long as she needs to, if it serves her. Most women are not like that. Most women
Perfect.
are going to find
But
a
who
way.
would be in a
But
relationship
here,
with Diamond? She don't even want to be in a
this is
relationship.
the thing, right? This is the thing, right?
Somebody with some 16 on.
Diamond comes off as not harmful. Other women come off as very difficult, very problematic. She comes off as cool. We've been kicking it with her. Y'all ain't arguing with her. Y'all ain't told her to shut up. Y'all ain't saying none of that to her. She comes off as cool. She's able to break down and she's able to allow people to feel comfortable with her. That is the difference. Most women, they're defensive, they're argumentative, they're not laid back. You have a already pent up guard against them. You're going to anticipate something from them. From her, you're not going to see her coming.
But Paris,
Bingo.
what Sweeney said about the red pill stuff. If your life is together, if you have boundaries, I've said the word boundaries, I don't know how many times. None of it is going to matter. Even if Diamond brings a girl out to eat one time, it's only going to be one time. And if she does it again, I'm like, what the fuck is you? Yo, what the hell are you doing?
True, but most
And then-
people don't have boundaries.
and then and she gonna back off. She gonna be like, oh, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Mhm.
And then she gonna try something else. And I'm be like, try one more bullshit or whatever, and I'm gonna block you. Like, and now she's gonna have to make a decision on whether she's gonna lose access to me or she gonna keep doing dumb shit. And then at the end of the day, it's either gonna be one or the other.
That's not how that works. And this is why women have said like they're getting manipulated by men or this, that, and third, because in actuality, I hate to say it, she does think like a man. She actually does.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not, but it is. It's not because she's logical. The issue is that she's telling you verbatim. She's using her ability to manipulate people who've done nothing. She's destroying relationships that she could have created and built bridges and kept throughout a duration of years that could have been beneficial to her down the line. So that is the problem there, Mr. Lego. But what you're looking at, you're trying to say boundaries, and what Trev was getting at, and what I also understand, and I'm sure I know
You
Sweetie
even explained it.
and I know Marcus understand it, is the fact that regardless of how many boundaries you have, she knows how to make herself conform and adapt. She is a chameleon. And if you get close to her, it doesn't matter what your boundaries are. She will study you. She will watch your relationships with other people. She will find your weaknesses and she will play on them for her benefit. And she is telling you this. And your study saying boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. But when you are comfortable with a person and you adapt to them, you get real complacent. And she's looking for your complacency because Diamond never lets her guard down. The same way I'm assessing her, I'm sure she's assessed me.
Okay, so with all that being said, to me,
he ain't hear shit.
To me, because I can't speak for any other dude. None of that shit would matter because one, I heard everything Diamond said, just like we all. She ain't looking for no relationship, and if any dude gets in a relationship with Diamond, he's an idiot because she literally said he's not interested in that shit. So he would be a dummy who would have her around
You think you would say that to a person that she's trying to manipulate?
Hold on.
You think she don't go to the person she's trying to manipulate and say, I don't want a relationship?
No, she said it on. Look,
her being on this panel is different from her going out to the real world.
I understand what you're saying. We're talking about with people with knowledge of who she is. If somebody allows her to get and infiltrate some shit, they're the idiot. Because she said everything she said.
What are you,
Mr. Lecco? You're missing it, Mr. Lecco. This is different. Like you don't understand how deep it is.
She just wants to be the
none of us. This won't happen to none of us on this panel, right?
Because we know her now.
This is what we do. This is what we
know.
Even if
she first started talking, did I not?
No,
but most people don't have that discernment. That's not common. It's not something that people have, right? When someone is studying you, right, they're going to exploit your weaknesses. She's going to groom you. She's not going to tell you. She's being forthcoming now. I think there's been a lot of change to her, but she's telling us to help people now because she doesn't want to do that anymore, right? So what I'm saying is that she's not going to come in like that. She's going to come in as whatever your fantasy is. She's going to feed off of you. You're going to give her everything that she needs to assess you, to be able to dominate you mentally later and watch you break. Did you understand? She did that pimp talk just now. She says she will break you.
What I said earlier, and this wasn't even about Diamond. It was about Jasmine. Remember when we first started talking about all this, I said, the problem is, because you said something about this, Trev. I said, Trev, the issue is women be lying. I said, women will get in a relationship with you and give you whatever it is that you want her to give. And 3 to 6 months later, she's going to resent you because she isn't that person. Did I say that or did I not? And that was about Jasmine.
This is not the same
the
thing,
issue
bro.
is you assessing Diamond like she's just a regular standard woman, and we're telling you, even for regular standard women, they would not get along with her and they would not like her. I can almost bet you, I don't know Diamond from a can of paint, but I can tell you a lot about her, and I promise you, she ain't disagreed with me yet.
Not at all.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. That means both of us in the beginning.
I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm gonna let you have it because you obviously you're not hearing this.
I don't care.
There is a woman with no motive. A woman with no motive would never say, "I want a feminine man." She intentionally says she's dominant. She wants a feminine man because she is dominant. But then she also went back and said she likes being dominated. I wasn't even on the panel then. I just heard her in conversation. She says she likes being dominated. She will do things to see if she can get an arousal out of a man, to see if she can try you because she is rough. She wants to dominate her, not dominate. And if she is able to dominate you, you better put your motherfucking boots on. She's gonna take it down through there. She's gonna take it down through there. She's not playing. She's something serious.
And the thing
She's
is,
just a woman. What y'all don't understand, Diamond is simply honest. That's
Yes,
it.
Diamond is
She's
honest
woman.
with
She's
us.
just extremely honest. That's it. She's just as a typical goddamn woman. What are y'all talking about?
No, she's not, bro.
Yes, she
I don't
is.
think most women are like me. I think most women are way more kinder, sweeter. They're better. They're not. They don't do the manipulation.
The word is naive. More women are far more naive than you are.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for, not kind. A lot of women are not kind. A lot of women
Thank
are
you
not.
for saying that, Paris.
They're not
So,
nice.
I
A
agree.
lot of women are gullible. A lot of women are naive. You're very self-aware, and you're also situationally aware.
Mhm.
That's not a lot of women.
Yeah.
Mr. Lego just out here trying
What?
to beat his chest, man. It's all good.
Well, maybe. How about this?
I
What if she gave us an assessment of
on the
everything she observed on the panel? I think that'd be interesting.
Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Oh, I definitely want to hear that.
Oh, just read everybody.
Oh yeah, read everybody.
It's an assessment.
Okay. Okay. You want me to just start? I'll start with Trey Smooth. He wouldn't be easy to manipulate at all because he has done manipulating before in some form. That's what I feel like. I don't know if that's true or not, but like if he knows the tactics or he's studied people like me. So he would be somebody I'd be like, I would try, and I go, no. What's your name?
Oh, it's Sweeney.
Wait.
It's Sweeney. Don't worry about it. I'm messing with Mr. Lego right now.
Oh, huh?
Don't worry about it. Just go ahead.
Sweeney.
You want me to do
Sweeney.
Sweeney?
Yeah, that's who you're
I'm
talking
right
to.
next to him.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
My name-
okay. You don't want me to do you?
No, you good. Go ahead.
Go ahead and do you? Okay. I didn't really have I didn't have too much to observe from you because you don't speak as much, it felt like, but where someone doesn't speak a lot, that means they observe a lot. So if you're observing a lot, then you're gonna see me, and I could try you, and it would be easier than Trey Smooth, but still, I'm not sure. I have to get to know you a little longer. Now, is it Paradise Paris? If there was a man with you in their life, I would not try them, or I would do anything to get them away from you because you see me too fast. So you see me coming way too fast. And I would not, or if I was trying to date you, I wouldn't because you see me too fast. I wouldn't do that. Mr. Let Go, you have already told me every single thing you want in a woman, and like to the point where you want her silent and fit and perfect. If I'm trying to manipulate you, I would be exactly that, and you probably wouldn't be able to see through it for the first 3 to 6 months. In those 3 to 6 months, I would be able to get what I needed out of you. Jasmine, you give me so much kind energy. But you are not, it doesn't feel like you're dominant at all. So I would use you as much as I could because I knew I could use you and almost run you into the ground. I do feel like you have enough of a backbone to stop it right before it gets to the ground, but you're too kind and you give too much of your kindness out to the rest of the world. They don't deserve your kindness. So, remember to keep some of that to yourself. I didn't hear Miss
My name
M.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Oh, a Marcus. I love a Marcus. I'm sorry. But I didn't hear you speak too much, so you're just like another observer. I'd have to observe you a little bit more. But those of you that observe a lot, y'all will see me. So I would have to observe you more to see if I could try to manipulate you or not. So, but most of the people that are quiet, they're observing. If you're observing, then you're observing me, you're seeing me. I don't want to know. It's the loud people that I go for because the people that talk a lot most of the time are the people that are telling me everything I know and I just let them talk. Or that's it. Most of the time, the people that talk a lot, or sometimes they'll let me know that I don't need to mess with them at all. So it's like, okay, cool.
Jasmine,
Yeah.
excuse me, Diamond, have you discovered my superpower?
Is it discernment? Oh.
but it's also it's fine if I say that, I don't care. It's also the ability to be in conversation, completely engaged, and still aware of everything happening around.
Right, right. And that's important to have. That's very important to have. Yeah.
So a lot of people think because I talk a lot that I'm off my pivot. They do.
And
Yeah.
Diamond, do you think you would get some tires out of me?
Who, Mr. Let Go?
Do you think you would get some tires out of me?
I feel like I could get maybe two, probably all of them, but at least two, definitely.
You see, she ain't called my name not once. Girl, you wouldn't be able to get 2 past seconds. Now,
Your,
this for you.
your face was off.
Seconds
I
back.
didn't see your face.
Yeah, your
Boys,
camera
I
was off. Turn your
wouldn't
camera
be
on for
able
us.
to get anything out of you because you'd be somebody that I would, you know who you'd be? The home girl I would bring to test the guy. You would be her. I would bring you. But yeah, I probably couldn't get anything out of you. We're kind of on the same, like, let's go rob this guy. Okay. But you're probably gonna let me do the robbing, that way I could get caught and you're gonna be, but you're not a snitch though, and I appreciate that.
Watch your ass from the sidelines.
There
Get
you go.
arrested.
Appreciate your honesty. I think
Two things about boys. I can tell 2 things about boys. You are the life of the party, and you don't mind being assertive when necessary. You want everybody to get along, but you don't mind being assertive and putting people in their place when necessary.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Hey, Diamond.
think your talent was wasted, Diamond. You should have got with somebody that could manage that properly and got y'all the real bag. But
Yeah. Well, I use it for good now. So I hope
Yeah.
people not get, got by people anymore. Hopefully.
That's fair.
I hope
Yeah.
You ain't out there getting them people with them dresses.
Mike
are you?
is
You
still
ain't out
trying to
there
get to
bringing
it.
people with dresses, are you?
No, it's over for me.
They talk
It's
about
over for me.
management now.
No, it's over for me.
I said you ain't out there scamming people with the dresses. You giving them what they pay for, right?
With dresses?
With the dresses, don't you make dresses and costumes and stuff?
Oh, my costumes? No, those are for me to wear. Yeah, I didn't use them for me.
You
Yeah,
do
I wear the
cosplay?
costumes.
You
I
be
do
dressing like a
cosplay.
witch?
I do. I did the Black Tape Project. I do a Viking a lot of times. This one's gonna be a Valkyrie. I got big old angel wings and stuff. So yeah, I like to cosplay.
Well, I'm leaving. Y'all have a good night. I gotta work tomorrow.
I will say this though, Diamond.
Good night, Paris.
Don't talk a lot, but I am very argumentative. So
Why are
Yeah.
you argumentative? Like a
I don't-
woman? What do you mean?
no, I'm argumentative like me.
Like a woman?
No, like me. I don't know what that means because you very argumentative too. You
I'm
just
not
like to play it off. You just like to play it off as something else.
I'm
like
not
you,
argumentative.
like you out here. This is Mr. Lego right here. He like to beat his chest.
I share my perspective and let the other
Oh,
person
you go.
share
You
their
have your back and forth. You be trying to. The only difference is
I don't
that
be trying to tell nobody to think like me.
yeah, you do.
No, I do. I be like,
Stop
the
the
way
cap,
I
bro.
see things
You
is this.
came out here. You came out here trying to call people broke
Then
and
you
everything.
started lying because you absolutely want people to think like you.
I don't.
That's why you coach people. You did
You
not
hear the line?
like you. You would not picked up coaching as one of your main hustles. You coach because you want people to gravitate to your mindset.
No, people
That's the
come
whole
to me
point.
because they want to change their mindset, and I
But the
offer
reason
that
why you
service
got
to them.
into it is because you do want people to think like you. You want to manipulate people's mind frame and how they think. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay.
What Paris? You could do what she just did for all us too, because you know us better. Matter of fact.
Who what?
Yeah, that would. I think that's interesting too.
Ooh.
And to actually explain to you what I mean by argumentative, Mr. Lego, is not necessarily in the sense that I want to argue with people. If y'all notice, if I don't have much to say, I don't talk. However, if I see something that I disagree with, I have no problem pointing it out. That's what I mean by argumentative. So that's why I disagree. When I'm disagreeing with somebody, I have no problem pointing that out. So to that point, if y'all notice throughout the show, most of the time I don't talk. But when I see or hear something like, oh man, I can't rock with that. Let me speak my piece on that. That's what I mean by it.
I don't think they want me to talk about y'all. I'm looking at the comments. I don't think they want me to get
What, Paris? Go.
They was laughing. Go ahead.
about ourselves?
Go ahead, Paris. Tell us about ourselves. I would love to hear this.
I'm gonna start with Trev. Trev, I get that you used to be very much so the leader of your friend group. You probably still are. I do not believe that you follow the crowd. I believe you are very much so a man strong and centered in your principles, and ultimately you always try to do the right thing even when it's hard. I can do you, Jr. I can say you for last. Can I? No. Oh, I can. Okay, fine. Sweeney, I do think that you are misconstrued for being argumentative, for passionate.
Like a woman.
Again, misconstrued would be the word, for being argumentative because you are passionate. I can also tell that you prioritize your family over everything because this is where you get your outlet. I won't insinuate that people don't listen to you, but I will insinuate that you do make a lot of decisions for other people. As far as Mr. Let Go, I do feel like a lot of times the disposition you come off as is a scare tactic, and it's a ploy in order to push people away from you. However, you have a very reserved, caring, and nurturing and protective spirit, like a woman. But yeah, your disposition, it is a scare tactic, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the fact that once people get close to you, you're willing to do whatever for them. As far as Marcus, I do believe that you have come a long ways from where you were. You used to be very violent. You have a very violent streak in you, and a lot of people don't see it. That's why you humble yourself a lot. Maybe there was a situation that you found yourself in, and you got a second chance, and you didn't take it for granted. Also, you know your power. You absolutely know what you can do to people as far as your relationships with them. And you also know that people get really close to you. I feel like people tell you a lot of things because you are a good listener, and they take heed to your word, which is why you watch how you carry yourself because you know somebody's watching you. And I don't know you other ladies, but yeah. I'll keep it. Well, Jasmine, I think it's fair that I do assist you. For you, I think that you do have a very kind spirit, but I don't feel like you are as much of a pushover as Diamond gave you. I feel like that's one of the things that people do misjudge about you. I feel like you are a girl's girl, but that doesn't mean that you tolerate anything. I do feel like when you may get into a relationship with a man, you may self sabotage if you feel yourself liking him too much because you will go above and beyond.
That's fair.
Anybody disagree with what she said?
Paris cheating. She's psychic.
I would say, Jack. I think
you can do me.
I don't think it's fair if I do JR.
Why?
Because I talk to you more than I talk to everybody. So I feel like if I told people about you, then it would kind of be coming from a more personal perspective. That may be cheating for real. That may actually be cheating. So I won't do JR.
I don't know none of you niggas from a can of paint. No, I would say though the between Paris, JR, Mr. Lego, regardless of how me and Mr. Lego talk on this panel, Mr. Lego is genuinely a good dude in person. Like cool as hell. So regardless of how y'all see him, me and him interact on here, man, I would definitely hang out with Mr. Lego any day of the week. That dude is hilarious. He is kind. He is a dope guy. So is that me that's echoing? I think that might be coming from my shit.
It takes for you to actually observe him because in actuality, as much as he comes off as mean and strong and he's iron fist, He doing that for a reason. He don't want people around him who not supposed to be around him.
And that's the boundary thing.
That's not a boundary. It's actually a scare tactic. It's a defense mechanism. Because you do got a heart of gold. You'll never say it out loud. And you'll never really tell people that. But your admiration for women and the way you handle your grandchildren and your children, you got a real heart of gold. The way you talk about the things that you've been through, I know for a fact you will do anything in the world. You will lay your life on the line for anybody that you actually love. That's why you don't want nobody to get close to you. And that's why you ain't got into another relationship.
And there's one thing that he always keeps talking
Paris,
about.
Paris, did you say grandchildren?
Hold on, voice. What you say, voice? Hold on, you're muted. You're muted, voice.
No, I just asked Paris, did you say grandchildren? Okay, just checking.
Yeah. What'd you say, voice? Voice, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, guys. No, I said that you talked a lot about trauma. And I think that you've learned so much to control trauma responses that's what your persona is. I think you say a lot of stuff for wow factor, too. I told you that. I was like, he be saying stuff to get under people's skin. Like, seriously, because he is not like that. I swear I talked to him. He is not like that. But I think overall, yeah, like you are a really nice person. Overall, you are. You just got your ways. You got your ways, but you cool, though.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. All y'all. I appreciate thank you, Sweeney, Paris, voice. I appreciate y'all. That was nice. But yeah, I'm a nice guy, and I don't think I
you with Heat and Mr. Let Go. JR, you need to pick one, or I'm finna go. Both of them together? Oh no, you can do me like that.
What's up, Hank?
What up, Hank?
What's happening?
Hey, Heat.
Hank is not a nice person.
Are you gonna read me next?
Do you want me to?
You want to, so go ahead.
You always do this. Where your wife at?
Y'all niggas a trip tonight. This is one of those shows, man. This is a dope ass show. But Mr. Lego refused to listen, boy. I tell you, that nigga, boy. He heard it live and in living color. That nigga said, nope. He covered up his ears, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Sweeney, y'all gotta understand, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I accept anything or anybody around me, but there's going to be boundaries, kind of like what Paris said, and I'm cool with everybody. So
Diamond would have chewed right through those boundaries. She'd have had you wrapped around her finger, bro. You would have been eating ass, buying ties, buying dinners for her friends.
But Sweeney, it would only last 3 months.
And said she needs some more material. Whole time somebody else making the damn drink.
He would have set up trust funds for her dogs.
Trust fund for her dogs. But yeah, regardless of what, it would only last like 4 months. So
that's a long time. She'd have got off. They should have cleared out your 401k.
Mr. Lego, she got your nose wide open right now.
No, I give her 4 months.
Oh, his whole 401k would have been gone in 4 months.
He seen her stand up. I said, "What that mean? What you mean?"
He ready to trick all his money off.
As soon as she stood up and went over there for Babadook, she had him wide open.
He ready to babysit the dog while she's still at home. He'll watch the dog.
Mr. Lego gonna be trying to sell his little card game so he can go pay for Diamond's rent.
Hey, I don't pay no rent. I just buy tires. That's all I do.
Oh, that's right. I hear you, though.
He saw that the thighs didn't touch. He was like, "Oh, that's the winner right there."
Have you seen that too, Sweeney? I was like, "Oh shit."
Hey, Mr. Lego probably already in the DM, low key, like. Probably. You know the glasses tell on you. We can see your screen through the glasses, Mr. Lego. Seeing you on Instagram.
So can I ask you a question real fast?
Go ahead.
I didn't ask you, Lego. I said Diamond. Your name ain't Diamond.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just.
Okay. So do you just take advantage of the black men, or you take advantage of all men? It doesn't matter the color, not race or
I
religion.
don't
It doesn't matter.
All men
discriminate.
make you white.
It doesn't matter the color.
I was
It
gonna say
doesn't matter the color.
opportunity.
Yeah, I don't discriminate against anybody. I honestly don't even discriminate with gender. Like it doesn't matter if I want what I need, then I'm gonna get what I want, gender or color or either, you know. But I don't do that anymore though. So that was old Diamond. Yeah. Me, I'm just
So
a
you're
kind-hearted.
reformed.
Yeah. I'm a reformed
So you're
hoe, yes. Yes.
okay. Shout out to reform hoes. Right on.
What's the most you ever hit somebody for?
So you're not a hoe anymore?
I mean,
oh, okay.
I was gonna say because you can't not at your core you are who you are, and if I'm a hoe at my core, I call myself the OG hoe. So I may not participate in hoe activities, but at my core, I still and will always be a hoe.
Say less.
Well, hey, look here. Hey, Diamond, sound like Mr. Lego trying to get you back in. He trying to fall off the wagon.
Trying to get you to work for him.
I can't hear you.
Have you gotten into sex work at all?
Not traditional sex work. No, not like prostitution, or not in that way, but in the sense
like
that
OnlyFans or anything, or were you?
I did do OnlyFans at one point. Yeah, I forget that that's sex work, but I didn't do porn. I'm horrible at porn. I made one video, it was trash. Okay. Never did that again.
Okay. So,
yeah.
What about are you a part of the BDSM community?
I am. Yeah, actually, I would be. Well, I haven't found too many people that can dominate me, but when they do, I would consider myself a sub. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: Do you keep a pineapple outside your front yard?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Mm-mm.
So, do you always do sub, or do you mainly play into dom?
Both. I would rather. I prefer to be a sub. It's just there's not enough people that can dominate me. Like I haven't found them. Like it's very rare to find.
It's difficult to find doms.
Yeah, and a good-hearted, like maybe not the best-hearted, but not one that ends up because a lot of abusive people will use the BDSM community to perpetuate abuse. Yeah. So a dom is not an abuser, and I had a lot of abusers, and I'm looking for a dom, which is different. Absolutely. And there's not a lot of those. Yeah.
A dom would get rough with you and then take care of you after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The after.
I just heard about FetLife actually. I feel like a long time ago I had one, like a FetLife, but I haven't done anything in a long time since somebody just commented it recently. So I feel like I should look on it again. But I'm nervous because I've had so many run-ins with abuse that I'm like, okay.
Where are you
located? I can spot. Where am I located? The DMV.
You might have some success on FetLife, especially with the DMV area, because you're in a
yeah.
A lot of types.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just came across me recently, so I'm thinking of trying it.
All right, I'm gonna go for real this time. I don't want to talk to Heat no more.
I actually have to go too, because I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
It's time for us to go.
But
gonna be around tomorrow,
it's
right?
about to be. Yeah, it's gonna be around.
Yeah,
at that point. This about to be King talk in like 30 seconds.
And I ain't gonna be up talking to a whole bunch of dudes 1 o'clock in the morning because that's gay.
That's because you're trying to get in her DMs. That's why you're trying to do it.
Right. As soon as he jump off, he about to jump off.
We all know what it is. You ready to get dominated? He ready to go get dominated.
Hey, her eyes got wide as hell when she started talking about what she would do to manipulate a dude. I could see it through his glasses. His eyes started doing like, what? No damn body. She would have had Mr. Lego wide open.
Yeah.
He jumped off as soon as she jumped off, and they trying to get to the money.
All right.
All right, let me get to these super chats real quick. Hank in the basement, $2 said, "Mr. Let Go is a goddamn trick. Trick Daddy season."
Trick Daddy.
And says, "Let go line. The truth is, when you that size, you got to pay the bill. When a woman can fit him or her child in the car seat, you have to pay $100." Hank in the basement, $2 is let go. Intention is to eat the booty. Trick season. Hank again says, "Diamond ain't shit." And then Hank again says that Hef is crazy. She admitted predator. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform so far. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channels. Make sure we support each other. Everybody have their own individual platforms and have a lot of great things going on. So make sure we support each other. I do have a private masquerade event, man. I posted it to the top of the link. It's supposed to be January 20th in the Dallas area. So if you are in the Dallas area, please check it out. It is currently private right now, so you will have to send a message, and then I'll respond back to see who gets in there. So click that link that's pinned at the top of the chat, and then we'll move it like that for right now. With that being said, good conversation, you guys. Appreciate you guys' perspective, and we out.